I mean, you know, we know one or two of their songs, never listen to their album. Tier 5, if they're a veteran, that means they're on their last leg. Okay? Before they have to, get that CDL, they're a great addition because they got the let me perform my one dope hit, or I got 3 hits from back in 20. Like, with all due respect, Tier 5, a good example of that is Fetty Wap. Respectfully. I hope you understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to diss Fetty because I love Fetty. But yeah, Tier 5, Fetty. Tier 6, just head on. I don't even want to call a nigga name. It's kaput. Out of here. Out of here. YouTube is down. No. What happened to YouTube? It's down and came back up. Give me a second. I'm trying to figure out what happened to YouTube. Okay, it is coming back. I'm not too sure what happened. Okay. All right. Does everyone agree with that? Does that make sense? So if we go back off of that, right? So that's the criteria. And we go back to it. Tier 1 would still be Drake. Tier 2, remember, Tier 2 is you could have a solo tour you're going to sell over at 165. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So everyone I mentioned is in there. Now, the only thing I would say, 2 artists. Well, only one artist. So YoungBoy, I believe YoungBoy's range is probably 125 on the first week. I think Cardi, if he comes back, he could do a still 150 first week. I think YoungBoy would be the lowest selling first week in Tier 2, but because of his tour, he has one of the strongest tours in Tier 2. So remember, in this Tier 2 shit right here, I'm adding Future, YoungBoy, and Cardi. Future, YoungBoy, Cardi. I think Cardi could sell over 150, and he always goes on tours. By the way, he just got announced to headline Complex Con. Again, most of these festivals are Cardi cons or Cardi festivals. Like, he's always going to be great touring. Kendrick did the Grand National Tour. That was good. J. Cole always got those, losers who go up to his fucking tour dates. If you want to hear how third place feels, he always got like a good arena size full of people to go hear that shit. Travis is just, I think Travis at some point is going to do stadium. I think after his next album, stadiums. Yeah, I think he can. Travis Scott's a live show killer. Even without the finesse, I know he always does the finesse where he acts like he sold 500,000. Even if he didn't do the finesse, he'd be able to sell like 200,000. So he'll be fine. So he's on that list. And Kanye is just Kanye. Like, we don't even have to talk about Kanye stats. He's definitely there. Future is going to be pushing close to 200. Cardi at least 150, 160. And he's doing tours. And then YoungBoy, probably one of the best, heralded tours in here compares to spending, how much he has to spend, and what he takes home. Right? That's another thing people don't realize about YoungBoy's tour. Grossed $80 million, and his overhead is not as much as most of these other people's tour. Tier 3, keep Savage, keep Uzi, keep Baby, keep Thug. Even though I would probably say I'm being a little bit generous to Thug. I think Thug is about to be a Tier 4 artist. Thug can't sell no records. And if Baby, if I didn't still think he had some pulling power for a tour, I'd put him Tier 4 too. Honestly. But I still think that if he does a tour, he could almost sell it out, and you could do an arena damn near if he got a song. You get what I'm saying? Young Thug, by the way, both of them flopped last time they dropped. But Baby, I still think, he's been putting in effort on the touring circuit. Young Thug, we've been waiting to see if he could do a tour. He can't sell records. He can't make a hit. He can't tour. I'm just putting him at tier 3 for the namesake. A Boogie, I feel like A Boogie has been inactive. And that alone, we got to take him out of there. Roddy Ricch, to me, I feel the same about him as I feel about Boogie. Feels inactive, or maybe I'm just not paying attention. Remove him. Gunna, solid tier 3 artist, if you ask me. Solid. Lil Tecca to me is a tier 3 artist, even though he hasn't graduated yet. He hasn't graduated yet to an arena. Like, we haven't seen, even like a Tecca and Friends, we haven't seen that, but he does solid numbers by himself. He's consistent. One of the youngest guys on here. He seems to be getting better with time. So I'm going to put him in tier 3. Tier 4, I'm keeping TJ there. I'm keeping NLE Choppa there. Makes no sense to talk about Windham and Melly. He wasn't free at that time, but his wave was still going. He's been incarcerated for damn near 7-8 years now, so. But yeah. Anyway. That's the list, man. I want to hear what you guys have to think, or what you guys think about pretty much anybody on this list. All right, so we should probably get to Thorngate, right? So, chat, it's pained me. I just sat with Rocky, and I keep telling you, I'm not a fake-ass nigga, man. I know Drake doesn't like him, but I'm not beefing with Rocky. I like Rocky. He had really pleasant things to say to me and to say about me. And while performing on tour, it appears that they feel, and by the way, you got to blur this out, Drill. We got to blur all this shit out. I don't know what this is. People believe they have seen what they believe is a thong or a G-string, okay, being worn by A$AP Rocky. Okay? Now, there's some videos. Go! Is there better angles of the thong? Pause.
I'm a little confused about the sites that I see. I've never laid my eyes on fashions like this. Are you wearing a fancy thong? Because I was like, Rihanna does sell a thong on Fenty. Are you supporting your lady? And then I thought it was AI. But they have a video of you. Yeah, you was wearing that. A$AP, I know you didn't learn that in Harlem. I know for a fact you didn't learn that in Harlem. What is going on? Be interested.
Explain to me wherein, guys, because people are saying that it's a G-string or a thong, and I don't believe that at all. People on the internet is doing a full investigation on this.
Now, I hate to be defending what another man's wearing, but I will say this. I hit up A$AP Rocky. I got his number. I hit him up. I wanted to be very, hospitable to him. I said, Rocky, I know what these people are saying about you cannot be true. Thonggate must be resolved. And I said, what's the word? Let me know. I'll go clear this up for you. Okay? Now, I know Rocky's from Harlem. I've listened for years how Dame Dash told me how Harlem niggas give it up. Cam has told me how Harlem niggas give it up. And I know previously in the past, people have said, hey, listen, he rocked a skirt or a kilt or whatever. And then people are like, yo, what about the story, the slipping on the semen? Brother, I'm not buying it. But I will say, I reached out to Rocky. I was met with silence. I don't know what that means. I think his phone might be on airplane mode. Maybe Rihanna went through it, deleted my message. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. I tried to hit him up and get it from the horse's mouth. Like, yo, just make up anything and I'm going to just rock with your story. It seems like he declined to comment. I don't know what that means. Now, pause before I do this, but I have to. I'm still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay? I'm still trying to give him the benefit of the doubt. Okay? So in Thonggate, okay, Thonggate, one of the reasons I'm saying it's not him, Rocky is a very slender guy. He doesn't seem to have a belly. If this is a thong or some type of G-string, it looks like he would have skin protruding over it. Over it. And that would kind of make it seem like he's fat. And I don't think that is his body type. Pause. Chat, maybe I'm giving him too much, I'm shooting him too much bail, but yes, I am in disbelief. Somebody said, nah, it's just tight as hell. So you're saying the thong is tight as hell. The thong is tight as hell. Now, thank you for saying that in the chat. According to my people who work concerts and venues, they say, oh, hell no. That's just a mic cord. That's the mic cord. That's the mic cord right there. Another person told me, everybody know that when you want to go on the little lifty thing that Chris Brown be going on, they put the harness on you. You got the harness. That's the harness strap. That's the harness strap right there. That's right there. That's the harness strap. I don't know. I'm just... Somebody gonna say, listen, that's either a mic strap or some rolled up drawers. Somebody said it's the band that goes around the artist's body to support their mic. They put it low below the belly and around. The back got wireless mic connectors for sound connect. Yo, whether you're using an any ear or whatever, trust me, I got mic'd up for like several years at Everyday Struggle, and I've done live shows where I had to get mic'd up. I don't know what this nigga talking about. I don't know. I don't know what this nigga talking about, bro. I don't know what this nigga talking about. Yo, Rocky, please answer the phone. Pick up the phone, Rocky. Rocky, pick up the phone. Rocky, pick up the phone, Rocky. Rocky, please pick up the phone. We need to figure out. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm surprised Rocky hasn't came out to quickly step on this and be like, what the fuck y'all talking about? Me wearing a thong? Now, someone said Rocky was modeling a prototype of the ASAP Fenty thong line. The ASAP Fenty thong. I don't know. I don't know. Now, Ruby Rose, not to be outdone, she has announced she's trying to beat everybody to the market with it. She's announced that she's dropping a thong line too for men. Wait, the Platinum Max asked for one? Nah, Max gotta be tripping. Yo. Stop it, bro. It's a fake tweet, right? Oh, yeah, it's a fake tweet. It's a fake tweet. Okay, I was about to say, what the fuck? I said, what the hell is going on? Ruby Rose, the men's thong collection. Why niggas said Max and Stephon Diggs gonna be the first customers? Yo, Rocky, bro. Clear this one up, bro. Rocky, clear this one up, bro. Clear this one up, Rocky. By the way, I do want to say, I think a lot of people were they were kind of weary if Rocky was going to be able to sell out an arena. Apparently his tour is going pretty good. He's done a good job of selling out tickets. You know, all this where she at shit. Rihanna's there with him too. And apparently it's a successful tour so far. Oh, it does make sense. I told you, it probably is some harness shit. Look, he's up in the sky. Chad, if he's up in the sky, that's some harness shit, Chad. That's some harness shit, bro. That's some harness shit. Is he performing tonight? I'll see if I can call him on stream. ASAP Rocky. Concert list. No, not concert list. Concert dates. If he's not performing, let me see if I could call him. All we want him to ask him is, yo, bro, is that a thong gang? Oh, he is performing today. It says 8:30. Nigga, he ain't on stage yet. Nigga, I'm calling his ass. Yo, Rocky, man. I don't like when they playing with Rocky's name like that. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. Let's see if he'll answer. They might send me the voicemail. This call cannot be answered as dial.
Your call has been forwarded.
Your call has been forwarded to the ASAP Fenty thong line. The newest and latest and greatest. This is latex and polyester. Like, no. Yo. This call cannot be completed as dialed. Check the thong and call back again. What? Yo, what the fuck? What are we doing, chat? This call has been forwarded to the ASAP Fenty customer service line. If you've gotten a hemorrhoid, a wedgie, or any of the following, please press 1. It's crazy. Shit's fucking crazy, chat. This shit's crazy. Chat, I'm holding out hope. ASAP Rocky did not have a thong on. No. Rocky did not have a thong on. There's a perfectly reasonable explanation why it looked like a thong. Why it looked like a thong. I just don't know what the reason is yet. There's a perfectly good reason why it looked like a thong. I just don't know what that is yet. Now, I'll say this. The difference between Thonggate for Rocky and Cardi, nigga, Cardi sent me the picture with the thong. I was like, oh shit. Post that act. What? And it wasn't a thong. It wasn't a thong. It was a romper. It was a romper, nigga. That was a Rick Owens romper, nigga. That was a onesie, nigga. That was a onesie. Yeah, nigga. What the fuck going on with ASAP Rocky, man? Yo, let's hear what Boosie has to say. The mid-fat niggas really think this is a thong. Maybe it is. I don't know, bro. Listen to what Boosie said. Boosie said, man, this gotta be AI, man. I know this nigga ain't got a thong on. This gotta be AI. If not, who just said they gonna start wearing thongs? Me? I told y'all, shaking my head. I feel sorry for the little boys in this world. When are we going to say this is enough? Can a woman with a voice speak up? Damn, this is the worst generation ever. This is just sick. Rappers wearing thongs is about to be a fashion. I'm going back to sleep. This world's coming to an end. Yo, Boosie, this is why you shouldn't have cussed out Vlad or whatever you did to like leave the platform. Because you need to take your $25,000 and come talk about this and crack some jokes. We need you back on Vlad for that. We're not getting to your Patreon, bro. Like, you're too slow with the uploads. Like, bro, you could have been on Vlad, ranting and raving, and got 25 grand, bro. You should have did that, dog. But Boosie's going off. He ain't rocking with the Stone shit. Somebody said Boosie's homophobia is just like refreshing. Yo, this is the second thing Boosie done tired of. Boosie told him, yo, all y'all transsexuals better not show up to my damn pool party. This ain't that type of party. Yo, Boosie told them transsexuals don't show up to the party. This ain't that type of party, nigga. They ain't trying to party with y'all like some Diddy shit, nigga. Get out of here, nigga. Nah. Boosie, it's the second time, yo. Yo, Boosie's bringing back homophobia. I ain't gonna lie to you. He's working hard for it. He said, sorry, no tyrannies are allowed at a topless pool party. We will be checking Adam's apple and strong facial features. Well, I think he was going to be like, we're checking for balls. Pause, by the way. It said, and large facial features and large hands. I tried to be respectful. I said, miss. Here's a message. Hey, I have a ticket. Oh, I need a ticket. Link in bio. Trans are allowed, right? Or no, just making sure you chill as fuck. Like, I like your performance. I want to support. Nope. No trannies, miss, are allowed. Straight up, man. Yo. Straight up, man. Yo, straight up. Boosie said he was being respectful. He said, I called the transsexual miss. Yo, I hate to say it. I agree with Boosie. Yo, trans people, we rock with y'all. We don't want you at the topless pool party. I'm sorry to say, like, what the fuck? Like, yo, why we gotta even say that? Yo, bro, no transsexuals. There's a couple people just not Yo, put it like this. A gay nigga wouldn't have to tell me no straight niggas at the fucking wet boxers contest. You feel me? Like, yo, if y'all got like some gay party going on and y'all got wet boxer shit going on, y'all wouldn't have to tell a straight man, like, yo, act, you not allowed in this one, bro. I got you. Go ahead, homie. Do you. Why we can't have topless pool parties with the bitches without having to worry about some equality shit like, yo, dog, catch me on the next one, gang. Like, what's up with y'all, man? I'm with you, Boosie. Yo, you like how Boosie performed? Pause. Extra pause with that, too. Pause. You want to watch him perform? All of that? I like your performance. Like, what type of performance? Dame Dash voice. Pause. Anyway, if that's what you want, go catch Boosie at the show. Everybody could come to the show. Man, woman, dog, alien, rat, anybody could be at the show. But at the topless pool party in that man backyard, bro, the nigga want bitches, man. Bitches. No. ASAP Thong can't come. No. Yo, this is a private event, man. Fuck. Yo, we got to get out of this era where it's like everybody with equality. We got to be able to say some shit on our minds, bro. Yo, if I'm having a topless pool party, no, you can't come if you got to shave down Adam's apple. No, you can't come if your dick is split like a banana and you turn into a pussy. No, you can't come. No, you can't come if you're a man rocking the ASAP thong. You can't come. You can't come to the topless pool party. You're going to fuck up the feng shui, gang. You're going to fuck up the feng shui. I bet the bitches is topless, titties is bouncing. Oh, shit. Her shit just keeping her afloat in the pool. All right, it's time for the niggas. We about to get up in there. Niggas is like, you know what I mean? Niggas getting their boxers, swim trunks. Is that nigga in a thong? Man, stop it. No fuckery at the topless pool party. Yo, what are we doing? Bro, if we gotta like explain to you why you're not invited to the topless pool party, bro, you fucking up the feng shui, man. You fucking up the feng shui. Like, god damn. Look at this. Yo, stop, pause. Yo, you gotta blur this. You gotta blur this. Yo, Drill, you gotta blur this. They said this is how they about to check them before they come into Boosie's party. Yo, stop it, bro. Stop it. Oh, man. Boosie got on the mic. He said this.
For everybody going nuts about me not wanting.
Pause on going nuts. Pause. Yo, where's our Dame Dash pause? Like, we need Dame Dash pause. Dead serious. Or we need a camera on no homo. Like, Dame Dash pause. Nah, that's all we need. No. We need a pause compilation. I know y'all got the pause compilation.
Dame, you ain't gotta say pause that many times, fam. We get it.
You want to put it in there? Go ahead. Pause.
It's like pause the raw funny nigga.
There's more dimensions to play with. Pause.
Another company just to pause grow.
And that's why we got his ass. Pause.
Yeah.
no, send me the clip. All right, Boosie said to address it, man. Boosie said, no, you cannot enter. The owner says no. Respectfully. And, honey, we will be checking for certain things. Yo, Boosie, what you gonna be checking for, bro? Yo, Boosie, what you got? First of all, if Boosie hire you as the transsexual checker, you're the tranny checker at the front door, my nigga. What you finna look for? Your only job is the tranny checker at the front door for Boosie's pool party. What are you looking for, gang? What are you looking for? Somebody said Boosie better. They said Boosie better do a bottomless party that he can figure it out quicker. Oh, yo, Boosie got you at the front of the goddamn pool party doing the tranny stop and frisk, nigga. This is crazy.
And my party. It's the same thing if they say no alcohol in the building. Whatever we checking for, it's the same thing as people saying you gotta bring clear bags. It's the same thing when you go in a restaurant and they say no rips in the jeans. No hats on. These people own this establishment and there's certain things they don't go for. It's the same thing. But now you want to say you're gay. You want to bully people. Y'all fought for gay rights for 20, 30 years. We said nothing. Maybe we should fight for straight rights. You can't even go against. You can't even go against it. If you're not with it, you can't even go against it. Y'all get that offensive. I got real players, real bosses. I mean, football people, NBA people, attorneys, rappers, you know, that's my establishment. If I'm not going for it, I'm not going for it. Simple as that. I don't want nobody licked and tricked. You know, I'm protecting people. I'm protecting a lot of people's reputation. And it's my establishment. Just like when you go to certain restaurants and you can't wear ripped jeans. When you own something, you have the right to set the rules of your establishment. Same thing if you go and see somebody in a prison. Certain clothes you can't wear. Certain things you can't do. This fucking world is out of control. It's sad.
We stand with you, Boosie. We're standing with Boosie, y'all. We're standing with Boosie. Oh, man. Oh, man. Shout out to Boosie, bro. Shout out to Boosie. Anyway, the ASAP Rocky Rock-a-thon. Man, ASAP Rocky Dom. Has anyone got the explanation for it? Anyway. Okay. All good. All good. Let me see what else is going on online. Let me see what's popping. Some Jeremy Lin bullshit. There's a lot of sports stuff going on, huh? Oh, Jadakiss said DJ Khaled. Let me read this. Jadakiss says DJ Khaled got mad at him for saying Drake has every right to diss him, while Fat Joe chimes in and says he'll be willing to make the peacemaker to bring DJ Khaled and Drake back together. They said DJ Khaled got mad at me. Khaled, I love you. I'm not taking no sides. I'm just giving my opinion on both sides. This is hip hop. Fat Joe also says, I'm going to say whoever is down with Drake, I say this out of love. I'm reaching out as a big brother. Let's fix this. I'm extending my hand to end this Drake and Khaled situation. Let's hear this, Chad. Let me grab some more. Let's hear this.
You got all type of things happening. I got to apologize for doing nothing, for being a journalist. I got that from Nori.
Oh, you're a journalist?
I'm in media. They said, Khaled got mad. Khaled, I love you. I'm not taking sides, Khaled. We was debating on a story. I only met Drake once. I'm just giving a fair shake of the story. We can't keep it. If me and Joe both love you, if we both go for you, it makes the show is garbage.
Yeah.
You got to give just a fair shake of the thing. I'm not taking no sides.
I'm glad you hit that.
I'm on hip hop.
Pause. I'm glad you hit that. Pause. Fist the ass. But listen to what I'm saying. Hold on. Nah. Look, sometimes we say pause just because it's pause.
Yeah.
But Jada really said fist the ass. They really do that shit.
Hold on.
That's really a fucking...
He's taking it. No, did you watch the video?
I saw the shit.
You watched
No,
it?
yo, you want to go there?
I saw the video.
Yo, the video?
What are you talking about?
They said that nigga had the cannonball run. Yo. You said me. Yo.
This nigga's crazy, dog. Yo, what's going on? Not at the beginning of the show.
They said that they said he had the cannonball run. He pulled out some Cobra clutch shit from down here. Yo, like what the fuck? I ain't see the video. You heard about the video?
Yeah, I didn't see it. I ain't see it either. I ain't got Twitter. I think it's on Twitter. I think it's dead ass on Twitter like crazy, but I'm just like, listen, man. Welcome to the show with Jada. Listen, I'm going to say this to whoever's at the 6, whoever's down with Drake, whoever's tuned in. Khaled, I love you, my brother. And I say this out of love. Whoever think I don't love you. I love Drake too. And so I'm reaching out as the big brother saying, let's fix it. Let's get you guys to talk to each other like I say. And we all love each other. And so, you know, I'm going to take that approach of the love. I'm extending my hand, my man Lover out there. Whoever's down with Drake, to be with him every day. Tell him Joe Crack, you know, sends that olive branch that made me. Because it sounds to me like he loved Khaled and he felt like, you know, like he turned his back on him in the midst of the war. You know what's crazy is the reason I love Khaled is because he stood right next to me in wars. So guys caught him that we had real physical beef with, and he was like, fuck that. I'm down with the Don. And he risked himself a couple of times. He did that with Tony Yayo. He did that with a couple of other bum dudes. You know what I'm saying? So I love him because he is loyal. Let's try to fix it. Okay, Jada? I like that approach. I like that. That's a good approach. Khaled, we love you. Drake, we love you. Hip-hop. Hip-hop, we love you.
Interesting. Oh, damn. Hey, Joe. Well, first of all, Jada, I don't think you needed to apologize. I don't think you need to apologize at all. As far as Joe, I obviously don't speak for Drake, but I do believe the sentiment is, Drake got off whatever he needed to get off his chest about Khaled. Here's the point. I think what Drake learned most of all is not only that niggas didn't show up, he learned that niggas are vultures and users. So here's the thing. I don't know. Maybe Drake will accept an apology from Khaled. It appears that he's offering one, right? Or at least, maybe you guys can facilitate whatever. But I don't think that comes back with the Drake Stimmy package no more. Now, here's the thing. Does Khaled care about this? Because in my personal opinion, I don't think Khaled give a fuck about the relationship. I think he care about the features. I don't think the features are coming back. I don't think Drake is about to give him 5 songs to run to his label to go get his budget unlocked and go get the release date. I think that's done. That's done. No more handouts. But if, y'all want to, like one of these, when y'all see each other, or be like, oh, okay, now Khaled's cool. Yes. But I have a sneaky suspicion that Khaled just want his features. That's all he want. He want his features. And this is what I think Drake has learned through this process. If you really look into the real meaning even behind Iceman, is like, you got to turn stone cold on these motherfuckers, man. They'll use you for years, never have your back when you need them to. And if you happen to survive the jumping and 30 niggas stabbing you in the back, when you come out the hospital, they show up with their hands still out. I think that is the part that I don't think that's returning anytime soon. So if Khaled wants to be on an even page where like, oh, yeah, the dude doesn't hate you, okay, he'll try to forgive you, whatever, or however y'all work it out. But he's not trying to be on your next fucking album, gang, okay? We don't want to see, yo, I like what Drake likes again. No, you don't. No, you don't, motherfucker. So I think that is pretty much where it's going to be. And I don't believe that Drake and Khaled friendship, if Drake is not giving Khaled features and all these things to help stimulate Khaled's career, I don't think he'll be there. Keep in mind, for anybody who could, I don't think anyone at this point really blames Drake for how he handled that situation. Drake was giving this man all type of features and stimmies while he signed to Roc Nation. He signed to the nigga who is secretly hating on Drake. And Drake was still saying, nah, Khaled's my man. Nah, all right, he need all right, I got him. He's still doing it. Even though you went to go do business with a nigga that clearly haven't liked Drake for years. But it's okay. You know why? He looked at you and said, that's my friend. Now he's realized that you're a slimy opportunist. Yeah, just don't hold your breath waiting for another Drake song. But if it's all about, they're not beefing. Like, I don't think there's anything like, if they run into, no. But I think if you're holding your breath thinking that Drake is going to give Khaled another feature or a song, don't hold your breath until something else changes, but we never know. All right? Shit. It's funny because the other people involved, I think Khaled has tried to go to them for features. It just doesn't work. Doesn't work. So, yeah. Fat Joe sticking up for Khaled. Khaled's always like rode with Fat Joe. But I think Fat Joe made it worse too, though. Fat Joe clearly said it that, when he was in issues, Khaled clearly took his side to the point where like people were starting to aim at Khaled. What he's basically showing us is that Khaled has a relationship or looks at Joe as a certain way. He's never looked at Drake that way. With Drake, he went ghost. With Fat Joe, he inherited his beefs. All right. It said the two Stooges responded to that. What they say?
No, you're self-serving. You're selfish. You only care about Khaled. And I'm not jacking that. But that doesn't mean I'm disrespecting you. I'm letting you know, like, yo, fam, when it was lit, when it was on and popping, you was nowhere to be found. Then you pop out with, I got 2 Drakes.
So you're saying, all right, the truth isn't disrespect, is what you're saying?
No.
Okay. So then how you've talked about past diss records, specifically like with Jay, you've said there used to be a time when disses were, it was all truth. Like you had to have a fact in everything that you were saying. That's what made a diss record, was when you were given facts, not all the messy shit that.
Okay, what the fuck is these niggas talking about?
Directly to their definition. Things change and evolve with the time. When
he's just letting them know I'm not fucking with you right now because you're self-serving. And when I was going through what I was going through, you didn't check. I thought you was a friend. I thought you was all of these things that we probably talked about over the years. I looked at you as a friend, as a brother.
I just think
I'm going through what I'm going through.
The whole thing.
No, but it's not. People are saying it's disrespect. I don't.
You got to shout out to Drake, man. There's a little bit of genuineness there. Like Drake really holds it over Cole. That Cole, Cole was like, like Cole's like, yeah, I'm about to diss this pussy ass nigga. Yeah, I got this shit. It's called 7 minute freestyle. Like, yo, I'm about to go crazy on him. He's a bum. Like, I never even liked none of his albums. Drake's just listening to him like, all right. Yo, matter of fact, I think I'm about to call this shit might delete later. Fuck that bitch ass nigga, Kendrick. And he's like, yo, Drake, hold on. I'm gonna put you on hold real quick. I'm getting another call. This motherfucking Kendrick on the other line, my nigga. He basically never calls Drake back. Drake is hurt. Literally, that's kind of what happened. Nigga told Drake, I'm gonna hit you right back, gang. Kendrick called, that nigga toe start curling. That nigga started playing with his dreads. What you say, Dot? You're not trying to be for me. Okay, I'll just delete my diss. I'll just delete it. Yeah, of course Drake feel away. You heard him say it. Nigga, I don't know if I could ever forgive you for that shit, man. That's some hoe ass nigga shit. Yo, Khaled is blowing that nigga. Yo, let me tell you this. I've heard stories, not from Drake, but I've heard stories of how annoying Khaled is when he needs you to clear a record for him. Years past, Khaled's calling every 25 seconds. When you tell him like, yo, bro, nigga, I'm about to call tonight, bro. Like, just hit me in the morning. That nigga's your alarm clock. That nigga's gonna get his songs. That nigga's calling you 50 times, 60 times. Now you in beef? Nigga, you even calling him. It look like he changed his number. He didn't even answer it, nigga. He's just like, yo. I see why. I see why Drake probably feel a little way about some of these niggas, right? These are genuine moments. When you feel like you're genuine with people and they disappoint you like that, this nigga J. Cole said he gonna call you back, clicked over to Kendrick and start kikiing and curling his hair and fucking, you know what I mean? His toes is curled and he's over here playing with his hair, deleting his shit. He never even calls you back to tell you, like, I ain't gonna lie. Yo, Kendrick just called me and rizzed me up, bro. I don't want no smoke with him. Like, he ain't even had the decency to call Drake back. Yeah, I can see why Drake's mad about that. I can see why Drake is mad about Khaled. The one motherfucker who blew up his phone every single time. Hundreds of times. When he needed something. Now, the nigga's ghost. I see why, man. I see why.
I don't understand why Kiss even feel like he has to apologize for that.
Well, I didn't Kiss even say in the clip, I don't know why I'm apologizing for something that I'm not sorry for.
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest. This is why I thought that Jada kissing them, when I looked at my ranking of like the hip-hop media personality, I put them down. Yo, y'all don't have to be Joe Budden with disrespect, but if y'all doing y'all job, it's like Paul Pierce talking basketball, bro. My nigga. It's like Paul Pierce talking basketball, Carmelo Anthony talking basketball. It's like Tracy McGrady talking basketball. It's like Vince Carter talking basketball. We get it. We know your style isn't like an academic style where you don't probably care. You do care to not to offend people, but you got to be able to say stuff without. Like that was a tame opinion. Yo, bro, I kind of get what Drake is saying, and I see why he dissed you. If you got to apologize for having that opinion, that means you don't have any real opinions. So that's what I was saying. Like, these guys are still rapper first before podcasters. And for that, that's why I didn't rank them that high. I think I dropped them like one spot. They're still top 10, but I dropped them like one or two spots in my ranking because, you know, you're either going to have an opinion or you're going to be the person who's walking on eggshells not to offend anyone because you're thinking about a rap career. All right. What's all this? Oh, Skino responds to Whack. Oh, Skino's dropped a diss song on Jay-Z. I want to hear this. Oh, Skino, Jay-Z diss. Let's hear this. Where is this? Where is it? This at? Is it this? All right.
I heard that nigga talking shit at the Bruce picnic. That's what. Just talk to you. What's my old head? What's wrong with you? I see. Ghosts can't survive the jungle when we ain't giving out no passes. Cause I eat ghosts like Jamaicans, nigga, curry sauce and cabbage. Any success I ever attain, I pray for all my brothers to have it. Snakes don't understand loyalty, it's like you speaking in Spanish. See, jealousy is sickness that you can't fix with just some medicine. You hate Drake, cause now he own the like Thomas Edison. I hear you bragging about a stabbing, you funny as David Letterman. I've been in the field, nigga, Vietnam veteran. You imagine waking up every day in love, staring at your chick. And deep down, you know she only really with you cause you rich. Ain't no Bonnie, ain't no Clyde, you just a giant, you a trick. From Big Pimpin' to being Destiny Child's little bitch. How was the CEO of Rock Nation, the federal informant? How you come to Philly in the fro, nigga, looking like you know of it? How you take Sparks' whole song and only put him on the chorus? Gave him no credit for writing, your betrayal is so enormous. Before I give you any flowers, nigga, I burn down every florist. Cost they prop for one show, then rest of the year you gon' ignore them. Eating corner store bodegas, cause I ain't never do brunch. Evil Knievel, this nigga 60, he still dying to stud. The white party freak offs, we saw you vibing with Puff. That $1 million watch you got, she tell you that your time is up. Oh, how soon we forget, maybe your memory bad. But stay proud, that's who you call when Nas was all on your ass. Then he dropped Ether, you was nervous cause he was giving you gas. You should think them Philly boys, they really saved your ass. The Jigga I once knew was no longer that Jigga dead. The new Jigga in the mirror, probably twerking the sexy red. I could never have $1 billion cause I had too much guilt. Too many black people poor, too many living in filth. Too many kids in foster homes, too many babies need milk. In my hood, you the only one with money, you the only one that get killed. It ain't no 40-40 club, it's just 240 Glocks. Slide up, knock them Basquiat locks right off of your top. You gotta keep a box of bullets, run from niggas don't box. They all know I smoke that boy, it ain't no reasonable doubt. Memphis bleak sweet, knock him off and show no remorse. How the fuck your name Memphis when you was raised in New York? Nigga, your swag on donuts, you make me wanna throw up. 25 Jay-Z features, still couldn't blow up. You still rock a do-rag, you really need to grow up. Stay in the child's place when you fucking talking to grown-ups. Got billions of dollars, but then give your son not one dime. He alone, he was young when he had to bury his mom. Your daughter in Maryland, you give her the same vibe. You cold-blooded with a real sick, depraved mind.
Wait, Jay-Z got a daughter in Maryland? What the fuck?
Dom, he alone, he was young when he had to bag. You really need to grow up. Stay in the child's place when you fucking talking to grown-ups. Got billions of dollars, but then give your son not one dime. He alone, he was young when he had to bury his mom. Your daughter in Maryland, you give her the same vibe. You cold-blooded with a real sick, depraved mind. Never respects you, nigga.
Any man who makes a baby and runs from responsibility is not a man, period. What? What y'all think about it?
Shit at the Bruce picnic. That's what. Just talk to you. What's my old head? What's wrong with you? I see. Ghosts can't survive the jungle when we ain't giving out no passes. Cause I eat ghosts like Jamaicans, nigga, curry sauce and cabbage. Any success I ever attain, I pray for all my brothers to have it. Snakes don't understand loyalty, it's like you speaking in Spanish. See, jealousy is sickness that you can't fix with just some medicine. You hate Drake, cause now he own the like Thomas Edison. I hear you bragging about a stabbing, you funny as David Letterman. I've been in the field, nigga, Vietnam veteran. You imagine waking up every day in love, staring at your chick. And deep down, you know she only really with you cause you rich. Ain't no Bonnie, ain't no Clyde, you just a giant, you a trick. From Big Pimpin' to being Destiny Child's little bitch. How was the CEO of Rock Nation, the federal informant? How you come to Philly in the fro, nigga, looking like you know of it? How you take Sparks' whole song and only put him on the chorus? Gave him no credit for writing, your betrayal is so enormous. Before I give you any flowers, nigga, I burn down every florist. Cost they prop for one show, then rest of the year you gon' ignore them. Eating corner store bodegas, cause I ain't never do brunch. Evil Knievel, this nigga 60, he still dying to stud. The white party freak offs. We saw you vibing with Puff. That $1 million watch you got should tell you that your time is up. Oh, how soon we forget. Maybe your memory bad. But stay proud, that's who you called when Nas was all on your ass. Did he drop ether? You was nervous cause he was giving you gas. You should think them Philly boys, they really saved your ass. The jigger I once knew was no longer that jigger dead. The new jigger in the mirror, probably twerking the sexy red. I could never have $1 billion cause I had too much guilt. Too many black people poor, too many living in filth. Too many kids in foster homes, too many babies need milk. In my hood, you the only one with money, you the only one that get killed. It ain't no 40-40 club, it's just 240 Glocks. Slide up, knock them Basquiat locks right off of your top. You gotta keep a box of bullets, run from niggas don't box. They all know I smoke that boy, it ain't no reasonable doubt. Memphis bleak sweet, knock him off and show no remorse. How the fuck your name Memphis when you was raised in New York? Nigga, your swag on donuts, you make me wanna throw up. 25 Jay-Z features, still couldn't blow up. You still rock a do-rag, you really need to grow up. Stay in the child's place when you fucking talking to grown-ups. Got billions of dollars, but then give your son not one dime. He alone, he was young when he had to bury his mom. Your daughter in Maryland, you give her the same vibe. You cold-blooded with a real sick, depraved mind. Never respects you, nigga.
Okay. Cool this. As a rap, it's a cool diss. He had some shit he was saying about Jay on there. Hey, this is one thing I could kind of take away from this and pretty much everything else being said about Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z's rehabilitation of his career is in shambles. It's clear that Jay-Z and his legacy is in a fight for survival. There is a pro-Jay-Z crowd. They, of course, think he's untouchable, the greatest ever. But everybody else are seen through, they're seen through the smoke and mirrors. He's not untouchable. He's not infallible. He's just an artist. He's a man with flaws. He's a man that made mistakes and a man with allegations. And every single time I see people respond to him, it kind of brings down one level each time to let people know, like, hey, listen, I know some people say we can't talk about him, but yeah. Also, I think the verdict is out. That freestyle he did, the only response you're going to get is from Oskino Vasquez over a Drake beat. That's as close you're getting to get a response from Drake. You get Oskino, the guy who you call a stuttering fool, he'll take the Drake beat and he'll rap and diss you. Nicki won't even grace you with a response. I just seen Kanye, he's doing Turkey today. And then Drake is in Turks. Yeah, Kanye got a concert in Turkey earlier.
Y'all locks right off of your top. You gotta keep a box of bullets, run from niggas don't box. They all know I smoke that boy, it ain't no reasonable doubt. Memphis bleak sweet, knock him off and show no remorse. How the fuck your name Memphis when you was raised in New York? Nigga, your swag on donuts, you make me wanna throw up. 25 Jay-Z features, still couldn't blow up. You still rock a do-rag, you really need to grow up. Stay in the child's place when you fucking talking to grown-ups. Got billions of dollars, but then give your son not one dime. He alone, he was young when he had to bury his mom. Your daughter in Maryland, you give her the same.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Whack 100 said something about Oskino. Oskino like went back and responded. Okay. I think I want to get to this Paul Pierce thing. I touched on it before, but I really got to like hammer this home. I want to hammer this point home. Okay? Listen to this.
Man, I'm telling you know what?
Now, the main story was that Sophie Rain came out, and she's been doing a lot of interviews. She's been showing proof that she made over $100 million on OnlyFans. She says she doesn't have sex on OnlyFans, and she claims she's still a virgin. A lot of people feel like that's cap, but she's been showing proof. Now, she came out recently, and in some of the interviews she's been doing, She says, well, there is an athlete that actually offered me $15 million to have sex, and I declined them. Sophie Rain. And this person tried to get her virginity, clearly.
Hey ladies, how are you?
Hello.
Hey Sophie, I wanted to ask you, I know you
This is Sophie right here.
recently posted that someone offered you $15 million, to take your virginity.
Yes.
Am I able to ask you, who was that athlete?
I can't.
It's probably James Harden. I'm telling you, it's probably James Harden. Yo, James Harden is paying millions of dollars for botched BBL bitches, bro. I'm pretty sure for this fucking chick right here, it's probably James Harden, my nigga. It's James Harden, Zion Williams. Like, we got the whole Mount Rushmore of the tricks, and they're all NBA players. There's a couple NFL in there. It could be Shaq. That's a fact.
Can't say.
Can't tell us anything. Can you give us a hint?
I can say that he is on a basketball team.
Basketball?
Chat, it's not slander for James Harden. James Harden, I'm telling you, the pimps in Houston are telling me this. Nigga, the pimps themselves is telling me. It's not even, the pimps is getting paid. Yo, niggas is claiming they're buying cars off of selling pussy to James Harden. Legit.
Team, but you can't tell us what team.
No, I don't want to ruin anyone's career.
Okay, can I ask, what was your exact response? Did you respond to it?
I just said no.
No,
I
that
said
was
no.
it.
Definitely
Did
not
he
gonna
did
do
he
that.
push after that, or what? Did he kind of just leave it alone?
I think I got ghosted after that. I got ghosted after that.
A lot of people were, kind of putting in the responses, the little cap emoji. They were saying that you were capping.
No.
Were you capped? This 100% happened.
This 100% happened. I don't lie about anything. It's just.
Bro, listen, man. I don't know. Yo, the word on James Harden is that this nigga has the most elaborate, wild parties. Everybody likes to go. It's a flex to go to his shit. And he tricks out of control. So women want to go to his parties. You want to get, like, whatever he's into, you want to get into his freak off. He's going to pay the boatload. Bro, I'm telling you, the entire Houston know about it, nigga. Matter of fact, and it's not somebody, I might be like, oh no, just Sauce, nigga, Sauce stamped it too, nigga. The fuck? Everybody said about James Harden. Nigga, they said when that nigga was playing for the Houston Rockets, nigga, that nigga was the only triple doubles he was putting up is in strippers' bank accounts, gang. Straight up. Tell y'all the facts. James Harden is a Hall of Fame trick. That's what it is. Niggas putting up triple doubles. Yo, you know how he was dropping 40 points? Niggas was dropping 40 bands, nigga. Straight up. That's what was happening. Bro, it's a reason why he hang with that retarded nigga Lil Baby. They both on a mission to pay for pussy. Trust me, if you see Lil Baby and James Harden together, the GDP and the price of pussy done going up, bro. Yo, Lil Baby's paying for pictures, my nigga, on some like retarded shit. Like, yo, he's sending bitches 5 bands for a picture, gang. Straight up. I'm telling y'all the truth, man. Somebody said, so is me? Yeah, I wish, nigga. I wish. Now, granted, I don't got James Harden money. But I'll be damned if I give a bit. Well, whatever. I don't care if you believe it or not. Who cares? I'm just telling you the niggas who's spending the most, right? I'm just saying who's spending the most. So anyway, let's go back to Paul Pierce.
Man, you know what I'm mad though? I'm calling out all you goddamn streamers. I'm calling out all you other motherfuckers who ain't got no talent getting money. This is what y'all doing because y'all really nerds in real life and y'all going out here spending money on these chicks because y'all couldn't get them in real life because y'all weak. And y'all only popular because, y'all getting money off of this. And
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you. Everything he's saying is how niggas talk about NBA players. Most NBA players, okay, cool. You're tall, whatever. Maybe women are attracted to you, but the NBA players, the reason why they're actually hella green, they're green just like the streamers. I'm gonna tell you how. Bro, you spent most of your time at practice because you were trying to make something of yourself in high school. Maybe you had a girlfriend. You ain't had time to be just running through hoes. The one nigga, I knew one nigga that was running through all the hoes. High school was where his career ended, my nigga. Trust me. The athlete niggas that's fucking all the bitches in high school, they never go to college. It's over at that point. Like, they just got hoop dreams. It's over. Niggas like y'all got to be on AAU teams traveling across the country. You got to be putting in some work to make it to the next level. Then you get to college. It's strenuous. You got to do a lot. As an NBA player, you don't get all the time to womanize. Bro, it's the reason why that predator face looking ass nigga or the Alien versus Predator nigga, you know what I'm talking about, Travis Hunter. It's the reason why, like, yo, the first bad bitch that look a little bit mixed, yo, got him pussy whipped. It's true. I'm not saying this don't happen to streamers, but nobody should ever be coming in here acting like basketball players and athletes are the epitome of niggas who got bitches who ain't green to the game. Most athletes get trapped in their senior year before they get actually before they get drafted. Y'all are green. Y'all are green too. Now, I do want people to realize none of this is personal to me, right? I don't even think he was talking about niggas I mean anyway, but because I don't go for women that these niggas would be attracted to. Like, I don't like BBL bitch. Like, he's probably competing for a bitch with, like, Lil Baby or some shit. I don't like bitches like that. But the point is that a former NBA player can't tell me nothing about other people tricking when they're the biggest tricks. I know two chicks who's not pimping, but extorting. I'm going to just call it extortion. Because here's the thing with an NBA player. They can't make the headlines. And I know a lot of messy bitches. So they got all type of videos, pictures of you. They get into an argument with you. You push them once. The bitch is light skinned. They take a picture. Every time, like, you know what I mean? They start extorting your ass. Yo, I'm going to send. I know like 5 Listen, I don't want to call their names. They be trying to use me to extort y'all niggas. They be like, yo, I'm going to send it to the blogger. Adam Silver about to suspend you if you don't send this money. All of a sudden, I'm getting all type of shit. Yeah, this football player beat me. Do you want to post it real quick? And I'm like, did you go to the cops? Because I know this is extortion. As soon as she get the wire, nothing's going to happen. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like, athletes are the greenest. Because you could get extorted by bitches. Nigga, if NBA YoungBoy haul and slap a bitch straight in the face, he not about to beg no bloggers to not post it. Fuck out of here, nigga. It is what it is. So that's why I'm so shocked that Paul Pierce is talking like this. Also, let's put some facts in the air. Yo, Matt Barnes like 50. He sent like $1 million to an AI. Yo, he got catfished by AI, the first thing in history, bro. He got catfished by AI, gang. Yo, AI got this nigga, bro. Nigga, AI got him, bro. Let's read the article, gang. Former NBA player says he lost 61 bands after being targeted by AI-driven scam. He claimed a woman he met online used artificial intelligence to generate messages, video, and audio to make it appear that he had cheated on his then partner. Facing threats that the content would be released, he paid the money to try to keep the situation private. Yo, come on, bro. Y'all NBA players getting fooled by AI, bro. I ain't even... Wait, hold on. Let me look into that story real quick. That shit's crazy. How the hell you get finessed by AI, bro?
So former NBA player Matt Barnes recently disclosed that he was a victim of an AI-powered extortion scheme where a woman allegedly extorted him for $60,000 using fabric.
Yo, come on, man. Yo, y'all athletes are the only people still getting extorted, man. Well, actors too. Rappers, niggas don't give a fuck about that shit, man. You think a rapper would pay a bitch money for her not to like, I'm not saying, by the way, it's not cool to put your hands on women. I think when a 6ix9ine baby mama was gonna extort him, she wanted like $200,000. 6ix9ine beat her ass after he figured out that she had fucked like Shotty or some shit like that. She thought 6ix9ine was gonna be embarrassed. You know what 6ix9ine? I remember talking to 6ix9ine. 6ix9ine's like, yeah, I beat the fuck out of her. Like, yo, he didn't care. Like, I'm not saying that's a good thing. I'm just saying, like, he's not about to get extorted like he's a rapper. Like, the only niggas you can extort doing that method is like basketball players. Like, the basketball players have always been the one-stop shop ATM for every harlot. They have wives and rings on their finger, but they're on the road all the time. And when they get to Denver, it's mad lonely, and it says is how many miles in the air? They want to go fuck a bitch. The chick, all you gotta do, take a picture of this nigga, knock the fuck out with his size 25 sneakers on, and then threaten to break up his marriage. You know he ain't signed a prenup because most of these niggas are cucks. And that's free cash. So that's why I can't understand why Paul Pierce is acting like basketball players be keeping it P. Like, no. Now, also, talking about fucking up the game, Paul Pierce, I rock with you. I enjoyed our, little banter back in Turks last year. But Paul Pierce, yo, you got fired for having a bunch of escorts in the background, nigga. Like, you was paying them hoes too. What the fuck? Like, yo, what's up? Like, no streamer is like, bruh. Paul Pierce, you were fucking up the game by putting the hoes online. You lost your day job fucking with the hoes at night. You fucking up the game. How are people trying to make this a streamer thing? How?
And y'all ain't got no gang, so y'all going out here and putting the price of.
See, that's another thing I can't stand too. Two niggas that pay for pussy can't argue who got more game. Nigga, it's who got more money. Like, I hate when they try to do this. Like, the moment you admit that you're paying for a vagina, it is over. It doesn't matter. Come on now. Oh, you're fucking up the game. Now, maybe he's talking about something different. Let me give him the benefit of the doubt.
Of a girl up to a certain level to where now you got all these girls out here thinking that they can get dollars like that. That's why she said that shit like that when you got cats out here like, hey, yeah, give you 100,000 to $1 million. Man,
yeah, ain't no streamer giving her that. There's no streamer that I know is giving Sophie Rain or a chick like that type of money. Fuck them. A basketball player would, though.
Shit is weak. Oh, motherfuckers, I ain't mad at y'all getting y'all money, but like y'all driving the price up too much to where y'all got these girls out here all in their head thinking they could just like, it's squares out here. It's real squares out here y'all following. Really. And they paying these females hundreds of thousands.
Yo, Paul Pierce, respectfully, bro, who you're talking about is your fellow athletes. Who you're talking about is your fellow athletes. Zion, James Harden, Shaquille O'Neal. These guys are paying for rents, mortgages, car payments. These guys basically got hoes on retainers. That's just what it is. As lame as niggas could say Neon or whoever else is, them niggas is not paying that type of money. They're not giving a mortgage for some random stripper. And if you do find a streamer that spent a bag on a chick, they spent a bag on their girlfriend, NBA players are giving side chicks an entire lifestyle. Why? They don't want to get snitched on. Let me buy you a car. Let me pay your rent. Let me do this. Let me do that. Just don't tell my wife that every time when I leave the house to go to practice, I'm getting my dick sucked afterwards. Somebody said Drake too. Yes, rappers and athletes are the same. Rappers and athletes are the same. I ain't gonna lie to you. Rappers and athletes are the same.
Millions and gassing them up. So now motherfuckers come out and they like 15 million. Yeah, all right. Here a pack of gum. Take that. If you don't want that, get out of here. I ain't rolling, dog. This world is all fucked up.
Wait, is he saying he doesn't pay these chicks? Or is he saying that he doesn't pay these chicks these exorbitant prices? Because if he's saying that he don't pay these chicks and he's just whatever, okay, maybe that's a different story. I need to like kind of change up what I said. But if he's saying that, yo, the price of the brick used to be $20 and these niggas is now paying $2,000, it's fucked up the game. I'm like, y'all both are paying for the box.
There's too many nerds getting money and getting too much money. And this is what they doing. And that's why these girls is acting like that. That's real talk. That's what I see. That's real talk. It's real lames out here getting money because they're in front of a camera and everybody following them. They follow their life. Who are y'all? I don't care. Y'all come say whatever to me. Pull up on me. Y'all lames. Because this is what this is what.
I'm going to keep it a bean with you. Love you, Paul Pierce, but I could tell a streamer done fucked your bitch. And not like your actual girl, but like fucked a girl you might have been interested in. Yes, it is that type of time now. Women are choosing, like, yeah, there's NBA niggas that they want to fuck. There's NFL niggas they want to fuck. But trust me, the same girl will suck Neon off. She will. She don't give a fuck. Because she starts to realize both of y'all got the same thing, them greenbacks. That blue cheese. They only care about money.
But y'all, this is created from y'all. You influencers, you streamers, and now you got y'all paying these females, and this is what we get. A girl saying somebody offered them 15 million. And that's real talk. I don't care what nobody say. That's what it really is. Tell me, prove me wrong. Because, I mean, come on.
I don't understand this rant when she literally said it was an athlete. She didn't say it's a streamer. She says it's an athlete.
Prove me wrong. It's lames out here with money, and that's why the price is going up like this. Because if you didn't have no money, you really can't be hanging out with these bad ones and being in the club in the section. You got a cat over here. He don't even know how to dress. He over here got glasses on. He looking lame, but he in the section. He got 20,000 in bottles, so now he cool. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all still lames to me. Get out of my DMs. I ain't doing no interviews with none of y'all. I ain't going on nobody's stream. Get out of here. Y'all lames to me. Let's go. What's the next topic? Get the fuck out.
Damn, why are you so mad though?
So, going back to what I was talking about Diddy and Daphne.
Got me sweating. I'm hot in here. I'm sweating. I can't stand that shit. Motherfucker talking about 15 million. Get the fuck out of here. I don't know what kind of era this is. Man. I'm ready to cross. I'm ready to see what's next.
Man, listen, I just disagree with everything you said. I'm disagreeing with everything you said, bro. Okay. It's a reason why, like, even in the Big U case, they claim that it was a bunch of basketball players getting extorted. You know, basketball players are easy. Like, I can't believe they're the ones that are trying to say streamers. And I would like for them to point out what streamers. Was it Kai? What they call Kai, like, paying for $5,000 for the box, like, early on before he met that girl Gigi. Who else? I don't know, man. He said they fucked up the market. Wonder how. I'm wondering how. Wait, Nia
You
responded.
got a cat over here. He don't even know how to dress. He over here got glasses on. He looking lame, but he in the section. He got 20,000 in bottles, so now he cool. Man, get the fuck out of here. Y'all still lames to me. Get out of my DMs. I ain't doing no interviews with none of y'all. I ain't going on nobody's stream. Yeah, get out of here. Y'all lames to me.
Damn! I'm a fan! What the fuck? Damn, that kind of hurt. Paul Pierce, I fuck with you, bro. Damn. Shit, bro. I mean, hey, I can't say nothing back. You a legend. You a legend, bro. I'm gonna take it.
Man, ain't no stream. I need to hear like DDG speak on this. Because even DDG's a streamer. He knows the real tricks. Everybody know the real tricks. It's basketball players and rappers. Fuck. They said, what? These things are disgusting, lame. Paul Pierce told no lie.
Like, what the fuck? Every bitch is gonna come up off you. That's common sense.
Michael.
A nigga trying to help you with your shit, you got attitude. That's what a problem is.
You started with me.
That's what a
Nigga,
problem
you think
is.
just because you got the
That's what the problem is.
nigga, you think just because you got a motherfucking you cut off, you clicked a few buttons on the
Hey,
motherfucking
this
camera
shit took
and
40
shit like
minutes.
that.
This
Nigga,
shit
you
took
think
40
you
minutes.
not ever the fuck you
This
want to
shit-
talk to me, nigga? You
Nigga,
can't talk
you
to me like
started
that.
with me.
Fuck you talking
You
about
started
fuck
with
my
me.
shit. I don't give a fuck what the fuck you did, nigga. Shut the fuck up talking to me for shit get stupid. I'm not playing.
Disrespect.
With my disrespectful ass, you should let me the fuck alone. You know what this shit came with. Fuck is you talking about? Nigga, you started with me. I didn't say shit to you. I didn't say shit to you.
Bro.
I didn't say shit to you.
Anytime I see a chick wilding out like this, anytime I see a chick chimping out, I just get reminded. The bitch would never talk to NBA YoungBoy like this. Yo, I'm sorry to say. Anytime your chick is wilding out like this, just remember this. She would have never talked to NBA YoungBoy like this. That's a fact. Remember that. Remember that.
You gonna let me the fuck alone? I didn't say shit to you.
Bro, you better put that
I
shit.
don't give a fuck. I didn't say shit to you.
Oh, nah.
Put that shit.
I didn't say shit to you.
Bro.
The fuck?
Do you mind putting
I
that
don't
down?
care your police ass. I don't give
Well,
a
don't
fuck.
break my shit.
Nigga, this is a scandal.
Don't
This shit
break
not
my
working.
shit. Don't break my shit.
Dumbass nigga.
Don't break my shit. My mom. If y'all had a nigga that was doing anything y'all wanted to fucking do.
Is this an act? This might be a skit, though.
For you, my nigga. Y'all bitches would not have no fucking attitude, my nigga. That's why I'm fucking tripping. Cause motherfuckers got an attitude for no fucking reason, my nigga. Plain blank period. So you gonna,
Who you talking to? Who are you talking to?
Bro.
Who are you talking to?
Bro. So you gonna put your hands on me.
Sound like domestic violence to me.
Let me go home and find
You just hit me in my shit. I'm saying you hit me in my shit. You hit me in my shit. You hit me in my shit. You hit me in my shit.
Stop fucking me. You finna get hit in your shit again. Get the
You
fuck
just
out
threw a
my
phone
face.
in my face.
Interesting. Has Paul Pierce amended these statements yet or nah? Wait, what the fuck is this?
Nose swing. They call it swinging. Yeah, we did a little swinging. She agreed to it. Yeah, he did a little swinging. But
oh Lord,
the thing is, you don't want nobody else doing it to your lady.
That's what I'm saying though. So what did she say with hey Carlos?
No, after we got done, she tried to come to get the hell off of me.
Wait, he let his wife get fucked?
I just seen that man put you. I'm talking about he done turned you away but loose. I didn't left her with him. You hear me? Cool. Because it was like when you want to have fun. You want to have fun in your life. That was, you know what I mean?
That was a one-time thing though, right?
Oh, of course. I would never allow that to happen again.
But how?
I never let it happen again.
But how?
Because you can't get that image out your head.
No. Yeah. That big old, I mean, what if it was somebody like me, sweating, muscles just everywhere?
Yeah, you see what I'm saying?
And a full plate.
Yeah. He was doing so good. I said, I know she don't want this after that. I know you don't.
Maybe that's part of his joke.
It ain't no way you want this after what he just did.
But ain't no way you could be in the same. You got to be in another room, and just to put it in your mind, well, I know what he's doing, blah, 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 so forth. So ain't no way you could watch that, haha.
That's why you look. I seen it one time. I never
Oh, come on, man. Oh, man.
Man, I'm talking here in there with dog walking her. They full control of your old lady.
That man, he had to wrap it around his arm to come up out of there?
Dog walking her.
Come on, haha.
Then they called the police.
It's like some sneako shit. Fuck.
What made you?
I thought he was an intruder.
What made? I mean, look, I understand you want to have some fun. Go to the beach or get on a balcony or be in the parking lot at the gym or the grocery store. Yeah. But come on,
It was, you know, when you live it like you want to have fun sometimes.
I ain't never want to have that kind of fun. I ain't gonna even hold you.
You want to experience things, you want to see if you can accept it.
No, you already.
My heart still hurt.
Let me ask you this: when you were in high school, and you had a girlfriend, and you found out that somebody else had slept with her, you know how that felt?
Yes.
So and you didn't see it. Yeah. Just the fact that you knew somebody had done told you, got back to you. Yeah. So you know how you felt. And you mean to tell me you still, and you wanted to watch?
I thought when I became a man, I could accept things differently. You know? Listen, I thought when I became a man, I could accept things differently. Man, I was curled up in a bed for 3 days straight. 3 of them.
What did she say? Did she say, "Ooh, I had me a good time"?
She said, no.
Because you have to leave after that. She said she had a good time. You got to go.
She said, "Man, I had a time last night." I said, "You said what?" You what? I had me a time last. Well, she on the phone with her homegirl though. She don't know I'm still in the house. Yeah, I had me a time last night. I say, oh, I set this up. I'm the fool. It won't ever happen again.
So y'all done. So it can't be her and the girl and you. It's just one-on-one now. Y'all playing basketball one-on-one.
Yep. Cause what goes around comes around.
Okay. All right. Okay. I guess he just went off. Yo, haha Davis is wild with that shit. Anyway, okay, cool. Oh boy. Let's get on to this Rick Ross thing. So Ricky Rose was spotted in the airport. And a lot of people thought, well, I thought it was fake, right? Rick Ross, airport. He was spotted. There was a picture taken of him in the airport. If you don't know, Rick Ross owns a G550. This was the picture here. Let me see if I can show y'all. I think this is AI as well. There's a bunch of AI pictures. I want to show you the actual real picture, though. The real picture was supposedly here. So this is Rick Ross. And apparently he was on his way to Colombia. Now, if you don't know, Rick Ross owns a plane. His plane is a G550. Actually, it's a G450, I think. Wait, what type of plane Rick Ross owns? Or it might be G550. Yeah, it's a G550. It's an ultra long range plane. It could fly pretty much everywhere without having to stop and do a lot of refueling or whatever. And apparently he flew to Colombia, but he flew commercial. The picture was taken of him sitting here, and he was waiting for a flight. And I thought that was fake until Rick Ross actually came online and actually confirmed that he did indeed fly commercial. This is what he said.
For the ones who want to know where my jet at, I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink. You know what Starlink is? Yeah, that's the $500,000 Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's where my jet at. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy and Ball Greasy at the Escape the States vibe. And that was a hell of a vibe. I had an amazing time. When I was leaving, that hoodie was low. Rose did it big. The boat. And y'all better stop worrying about what rich niggas.
Okay, so it looked like he's kind of confirming that this picture was most likely from him in Colombia, leaving from Colombia, going back to the States. Okay? So that's why he's saying that he had this hoodie on and he was low, but people still caught a picture of him.
Niggas doing? Shit, if I send my jet to go pick my mama up and I fly motherfucking commercial, that's what I do for mama. If I send a jet to go drop off, I walk for mama. Just so that shit y'all on, I miss that. So y'all laughing at the young niggas who on martyr? You can't do that. Damn sure you can't laugh at a rich nigga. Y'all niggas better stay focused. And since it's a big deal for Rose to fly commercial sometimes, I might have to buy me a wing at the Atlanta airport. I buy the whole C wing.
Okay, now what do I make of it? I think the shocking thing to me is not that he flies commercial. There's a lot of people that fly commercial and people even with a jet that will fly commercial. I think the most shocking thing about it all is that it's how it looked. You know, it's not like he was flying with his team. It's not like he was flying with security. It looks like it's just Rick Ross randomly in a goddamn third world country airport sitting down waiting for a flight. And that sticks out beyond belief. Where's your assistant? Where's your right-hand man? Where's your security? Where's the people you normally would fly on the jet with? That was kind of like shocking. Him coming back around and say, oh, his plane was getting Starlink, this and third. I don't think he needs to even say that. The reality is, whether he's telling the truth about that or not, I don't see a problem with him trying to either save some money. Keep in mind, I don't know if you know about that particular jet. The cost of fuel, or let's say he had to charter a jet, because some people say, yo, you know there's other jets, right? People are like, yo, the one thing he's forgetting in trying to explain the story is that, okay, your jet's in the shop, because people are saying it was giving that energy. Oh, my car in the shop ass nigga. Okay, his car's in the shop, or his jet in the shop. Well, you could get another jet. You could rent a jet. Well, going from Miami to Colombia, one way is going to cost, if we're getting a comparable jet, around like $35,000, $40,000. So he's going to be spending about $40,000 just for that flight, or maybe even more. It might be even $50,000 because Colombia is a long way. So a one-way trip would be $50,000 or $40,000. And if you're going back and forth on some other jet that's comparable, that's $100,000. So I could see why he's just doing this, saving money. The flight probably costs, who knows, $2,000, $3,000 first class. You know, he's going to probably still be enjoying himself. However, at the end of the day, you know, whether his jet's in the shop or not, he gets to save some money. I don't think there's a problem with that. And the mere fact that I think he's handling it wrong, because you have people that don't have a jet laughing at him. I'm not talking about fans. I'm talking about rappers, right? And it's because he also talks his bullshit a lot too, like boss, you know what I mean? So people are expecting this not to be him. He looks a little bit ashamed. That's the problem in all of this. But do I see a problem with him flying commercial? No.
For the ones who want to know where my jet at, I obviously didn't get the memo. It's being updated with Starlink. You know what Starlink is? Yeah, that's the $500,000 Wi-Fi. Yeah, that's where my jet at. And I chose to fly commercial to Colombia to go party with Trick Daddy and Ball Greasy at the Escape the States vibe. And that was a hell of a vibe. I had an amazing time. When I was leaving, that hoodie was low. Rose did it big. the boat. And y'all better stop worrying about what rich.
And just to kind of show you, this is the website you could kind of like price out jet flights to. You go here, look, private jet charter. I'll show you. So let's go from Miami. We're going from Opa-locka Executive. We're going to Colombia. Let's go to the international airport. We're going to add a leg because we're going to come back too, right? So we're going to arrive back in Opa-locka. And let's put the dates to, we want to fly, let's say we want to fly, I don't know. Yeah, next week, right? The 20th, and then we want to come back the 24th, okay? Let's search it. So let me just show you how much money this actually does cost. Okay, his type of jet is not an ultra long range. It's a heavy jet, okay? So a type of heavy jet would be a G4, a G4 SP or a G450, okay? Or actually, well, his is going to be a G550, which is not exactly an ultra long range. That would be a G5, but the comparable airplane, because so this is the older airplane of Don't ask me why I've been looking at jets recently, Chad. I'm not buying nothing, but this is the older version of Ross's airplane, so you can use this price. So that round trip is gonna cost between $77,000 and $95,000. Remember, he has a G550, so a G450 would cost $95,000. So let's just say in between that, let's call it $90,000, right? In between these two prices, that trip would cost him $90,000. Let's say if he's going out there to go pick up $80,000, he's supporting his homie. He said he went out there to go support a friend or something like that. If you're getting, let's say he's picking up $50,000. Well, shit. Me personally, I'm getting first class, and I'm paying $2,500 for first class, and I'm going down there and I'm gonna go get my $60,000-$70,000, and then I'm gonna be up $50,000. Instead of you go there with a jet, or you rent a jet to go there and you're down $20,000. If you ask me. So mathematically, it definitely made sense to me. It definitely made sense to me. And it's very interesting because people don't realize that, you know, not everybody who has a jet flies on the jet every single time. So anyway.
Niggas doing? Shit, if I send my jet to go pick my mama up and I fly, motherfucking commercial, that's what I do for mama. If I send a jet to go drop her off, I walk for mama. Just so that shit y'all on, I miss that. So y'all laughing at the young niggas who on martyr? You can't do that. Damn sure you can't laugh at a rich nigga. Y'all niggas better stay focused. And since it's a big deal for Rose to fly commercial sometimes, I might have to buy me a wing at the Atlanta airport. I buy the whole C wing.
Okay. Anyway, so I don't think I just don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Okay. Also, Rick Ross went off on Uncle Murder because Uncle Murder was having some fun at his expense, and he offered to pay for like some dentist stuff for Uncle Murder and his kids. Let me see if I can find that. Hold on. All right. Here we go.
Number one dentist in the game, and what I want to do is I want to give back. Uncle Murder, you ain't never killed nothing, but what I want to do is give you and all your kids a free cleaning. Mario Montoya, number one dentist. The kids never experienced this. I'm offering you
and your kids a free teeth cleaning. And I'll repair, I'll take any silver cavities out, and I'll make sure they get the best work. Now, I know what 50 going through right now. He may not be in the mood for this, you know, Daphne Joy. That man was standing there with that chopper, and I'm out. And I know what Seer can be going through, and I want to bring Seer out and get his teeth clean. You know, I know him. He know me. Little kid, you know, I seen him around. Uncle Murder, let Dollar Journal know. 50, let him know. So like I say, man, Mario Montoya, #1 smile in the game, $1 billion smile. I can help get your teeth clean. I can't help you with that dermatology work you need, but this, yeah, big boy. Nah, for real though. I don't know what that's like, but I can only imagine. That nigga had that chopper in that nigga my baby mama mouth. But I'm gonna let you know, 50, take it like a player. You had a child from a sex worker. She a sex worker. No big deal. Let her come to the car show. You know the car show this Saturday. Let her come to the car show. Bring Seer to the car show. Uncle Murder, you could bring Seer. I promise nothing won't happen to you. I promise. It ain't nothing but peace at the promised land. But bring little man, and it's all good. He can get his teeth clean too.
Okay.
We ain't high like Rick Ross in the airport neither. It's all good. Heading back to New York. Let's go Knicks. Let's go Knicks. Riding through the airport. We ain't on the low. We outside. How y'all doing, people?
Oh man. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Other than there's some embarrassment, I guess, like on some secondhand shit. But at the end of the day, Rick Ross got a plane. The majority of people don't have a plane. Yes, it is embarrassing because he talks like he would never be in that position. But I don't think 50 even has a plane. I'm gonna be honest. I don't think 50 has a plane. Now, keep in mind, 50 is one of the most financially savvy type of guys who's like, why would I just fly private all the time? I'm pretty sure 50 does fly private a lot, but he's gonna make stars pay for it, or he's gonna make whoever are his partners in making these shows, he's gonna make them pay for it. He's not just gonna have an asset that's gonna be hemorrhaging cash unless he rents it out. Like the thing with Rick Ross's plane as well, it's wrapped with a big ass Rick Ross logo on it. So it's like you can't really go rent it out because it's going to seem so noticeable that that's Rick Ross's plane. Meanwhile, Drake is in Turks shooting a goddamn music video in front of his plane. Look at the cargo jet right here. You could tell he caught somebody taking pictures of him right there. A lot of people are using the Drake lines to be like, oh yeah, this shit's hilarious. He says, if I'm lying, I'm flying economy. Give me a motherfucking seat. He said, if I'm lying, I'm flying economy. I bet I know who I see. People are now saying that's Rick Ross. Ross was also recently having the time of his life, flexing his $4,400 Louis Vuitton floaty. Check this out. Okay. So he has a Louis Vuitton floaty. He's at Star Island. So he's letting people know he's far from broke. He's letting people know he's far from broke. He posts a million stories today. Let's see what he's talking about now. He got his car show coming up.
Good morning, Glory. It's a beautiful day. Beautiful day to be alive. Beautiful day to be a boss. We celebrating big tonight in ATL, Georgia, Fox Theater. Ricky Rose, Saying It Trap, Choir, Renaissance Orchestra. It's going to be a beautiful moment. Trust me when I tell you this. Tomorrow, the car show going down. I expect to see y'all tonight.
All right, Hit Boy. The question of the day is, where your car at? Today is the official drop-off day, so what it's going to be all day is everybody bringing their whips,
His house always looks amazing.
their toys, their vibes. It's going to be one of them situations.
Apparently, he makes like between $1 and $3 million from this car show. People got to pay an entrance fee. They got to pay a fee for parking their car on the lawn, and then people who come in just to like see the cars, they got to pay a fee as well.
Beautiful thing. I'm enjoying it. This is going to be a beautiful thing. Look at Timbuktu over there. That's one of the buffaloes. The Megalodon. Few of the toys. Ricky Rose. The Empire.
So he's letting people know, far from broke.
Hey, check it out.
Easy.
Okay. So the car show is tomorrow.
My new joint, Mahogany Casket's out now. Download it, check it out, put it on your platform. You see the post, the clip, shout out to Tip, Grand Hustle. Real niggas know what it is. We dropping the full video Monday. Over the weekend, you may get some snippets, some pieces, but the full.
Don't ever let.
I got a question. Would you rather biggest boss backstage, motherfucking Tom Brady back here? You know what it is. We flying commercial.
Okay. All right. Yo, you know what I saw? And this is so, I think this is a clickbait a little bit. So Trap Lord Ross, he dropped a video claiming that Drake, he said the dark
What if I told you OVO
he said
was
the
actually
dark truth about OVO, it's really a gang. I gotta watch this nonsense. Hold on.
a gang? You thought it was Drake's label, but really, it's just a front for the modern day iteration of one of Toronto's most dangerous street gangs. The only difference is, Drake is possibly the most successful musician living on Earth right now, and him being the billionaire leader of one of Toronto's—
Yo, what's up with people trying to put a Rico on the boy, man? We got Charlemagne trying to put a Rico on the boy, saying he got MAGA Republicans, he's paying for bots. Now we have Trap Lord Ross saying that there's a Rico because what? It's a gang. What?
most dangerous gangs is like if Michael Jackson became the leader of the Rollin' 60s Crips. Over on Reddit forums for Toronto gangs, where they post pictures of famous gangsters and their affiliations, they also show Drake with some of the most notorious gangsters turned rappers in all of Toronto. Presser, affiliated with the Cruise 3L and BFR, while the image also includes members of a gang known as G-Way. Two notorious members known as Gilla and Preem are right there with Drake. And this post listing everyone's gang affiliations also lists Drake as a member of the G-Way gang too. But posts like these are just the tip tip of the Iceman iceberg. And before you say I'm capping, Drake has pretty much laid out all of his gang affiliations openly to the public in numerous songs. In track after track, he pretty much admits to being a real-life mob boss, and this includes his newest album, Iceman, where he's included songs like Plot Twist, which are basically entirely made up of Drake boasting about his position as the leader of this gang. He even starts that song out hinting at exactly what this video is about, assuring the listener that OVO is just a label, going on to reflect on how by the grace of God, instead of being in the streets and ending up in front of racist judges,
It's just trying to move so racist, we gotta go beat some cases before we show faces. And all I do is shut down stages. My face never ages. I must be in God. Yeah, that song is fire.
he can now make billions from music and performing. And he then goes on to reveal to everyone that this is all actually just a cover, going on to claim himself that OVO is actually a gang, even ending the song with a skit from Ben Don, who says that the OVO necklace he got from Drake is a symbol of their membership to the same gang. Drake also brags on that song Plot Twist about how he's trying to stay laid back because—
Wait, chat, am I in the gang too? Wait, chat, am I in the gang too? Am I in the gang too? Yo, what? Oh shit. Oh shit. I'm cop. No, that's Chubbs. That's Chubbs. Yo, when I see Chubbs, do I call him big homie or do you call me big homie? Like, how does this work? I need to know the hierarchy. All right, let's go.
He knows he's got hot-headed crash outs all around him who want to get revenge after the humiliation caused by Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us. Drake raps Free T in reference to Tory Lanez, the Canadian rapper jailed for shooting Megan Thee Stallion, but then he goes on to say Free Greasy. This is a reference to an infamous former leader of the G-Way gang, and later in the song, Drake even raps that if you don't know the G-Way gang handshake, then he simply can't trust you. The boasting about his gang ties culminates in the hook of the song, which seems to—
Alright, let's go learn about the G-Way gang handshake, chat. When the game was my favorite rapper, chat, I used to go online and type in how to do the blood sign. You know when to do all this shit? I used to go Google that shit. That's a fact. How to do the G-Way gang sign. What the fuck? Oh, maybe it's not that popular. This is Crips and Blood stuff.
To be a smart way of Drake confirming to the whole world that OVO is indeed a gang. Drake raps about how someone is looking at him, twisting up their fingers, throwing up gang signs, essentially gangbanging on Drake, and I think this is basically a metaphorical reference to the beef with Kendrick Lamar and his ties to the blood gangs of Compton. Throwing up gang signs or twisting your fingers up is how gangs show their allegiances all over the world, from LA to Toronto. In fact, I've witnessed the gangbanging habits of Kendrick's actual set in Compton with my own eyes during a controversial hood vlog that I did in Kendrick's hood that ended up getting taken down after I got pressed by his top lieutenant, Hitter J3. Drake would clap back at these bloods making hand signs at him, saying that the gang symbols they're twisting up he's never seen before, he doesn't know what they mean or respect them, before rapping that he's throwing gang signs back at them since they're gangbanging on him, explaining which signs he's throwing up, starting with the 6 representing the entire Toronto, before rapping how he's twisting the R, this being a tribute to another G-Way affiliated Toronto gang set known as Reps Up, a street clique that was allegedly formed by OVO's veteran members, who Drake also shouts out in the song, these two being Styles, and another person called P, aka Preem or P Rain. In fact, if—
Wait, hold on, man. Like, I feel like I just missed this chapter. Yo, chat, I swear when Drake gave me the chain, he never gave me the manual. Like, he gave me the— like, yo, it's like he gave me the chain, like, yo, long overdue. You know, you OVO now. I'm like, oh, shit, fire. That's— hold on. I'm like, it's fire. He never gave me the manual. Like, yo, chat, he gave me the chain, and then he dropped the video, and I'm like, yo, I'm supposed to know all the mans them in the video, because next video I'm in there. Like, yo, what video is it? It's not Plot Twist. Is it Whisper My Name? Where's the one where, like, he redoes the headline shit, but it look mad gangster now? What's the name of that song? What's the name of that song, chat? It's not this one. It's not this one. What song is it? It's not Burning Bridges. Oh, yeah, this one's. Yeah. So I ain't gonna lie. When we got to this part, I'm like, yo, Drake got to give me, like, the OVO yearbook. I don't know all the guys in here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yo, we the fam now. Like, yo, it's OVO act. Like, I'm like, all right, bet. So I'm like, all right. Okay. All right, I know Chubbs. Yeah, there's a lot of people in here, like, you know, like when you crip, like you gotta know Tookie Williams and shit like that. Like, you gotta know Big U. If you blood, you gotta know Whack 100 and shit like that. Yo, we OVO, so I'm like, shit. Only know about 5 niggas. You know what I mean? I gotta show up to the meeting. I'm like, fuck, it's like 30. I gotta show up to the meeting, chat. No, if you're blood, you gotta know Whack. You gotta know Whack and Whack YG. Yeah, Whack YG in game. If you a blood, you don't know Whack YG a game, you might not be blood. If you crip, you gotta know Big U, Tookie Williams. Who else? Am I wrong? If you a blood, like legit, from what I heard, if you a blood and you don't know Whack 100, the game, YG, Big Draco from Bompton, and Chris Brown, you ain't tapped in with the bloods like that. Word up. That's a fact. And if you a Crip, you gotta know Snoop Dogg, Big U, who else? Somebody said, am I a gangbanger? Well, I'm trying to learn the basics. I'm trying to learn from a Trap Lord Ross video. Nigga, I'm trying to tell you that Drake didn't give me the fucking manual, so I'm trying to learn from a Trap Lord Ross video. I'm gonna learn how to twist it up. I'm twisting up the 6, you feel me? I'm trying to learn from a Trap Lord Ross video right now.
For he doesn't know what they mean or respect them, before rapping that he's throwing gang signs back at them since they're gangbanging on him, explaining which signs he's throwing up, starting with...
I'm gonna lie to you, what gang is this? I've always wanted to be in this gang. YNW Melly always made gangbanging look so cool, bro. Him and TK. Yeah, I want to be in his gang. He did this on NBA TV, nigga. Look, god damn. Yeah, what gang he just threw up? I want to be in that gang. Oh shit! What the fuck? This is kind of cool. What's that? It's like a star. That look like Patrick. Dead ass. This look like Patrick from SpongeBob. How you do this one? Be honest, that don't look like Patrick from SpongeBob? Nigga look like Starfish right there. Wait, wait. Oh, what the fuck? Put this on my bookmarks. I gotta practice this off stream. What gang did he throw up though, chat? What gang is this? What gang is this? What gang is that, chat? This is crazy. Who else always throws some good gang signs? Melly throws some. No, TK be stacking. Yeah, TK was a legendary stack. He has a stacking video, dead ass. Oh, look at this one.
Bitch trying to get wife, but my dick, she can't get up. Smoke up out of thought. If you want it, we could get up.
Whoa, what was that?
Locked out on the boot.
It's like magic.
If you want it, we could get.
What?
If you want it, we could get up. Locked out on the boot, but let's take have to get.
Oh shit. Yeah, King Von never had no cool shit. All he kept doing was dropping the rakes. Like, he never did no cool shit with his gang signs. He was mad simple with his gang signs.
Take it now, bro. Gang, you know you walking with dick. Fuck, nigga. Talk this. I love you, bro. My nigga, I swear to God. Listen, on my mama, bro.
Now, I've seen Young Thug do some shit, too. This is when Young Thug was, like, ordering murders on Cleveland Ave. Oh yeah, right here.
Paddocks on paddocks on paddocks on paddocks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Ran up a check.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. We need Rotten Teeth Thug back. That's the problem. Young Thug got perfect veneers now. Yo, Thug, catch a couple cavities, nigga. If you're not gonna kill a couple niggas, catch a couple cavities. You'll be right back. You'll be right back, bro. We'll even forget all the telling. When you had all the cavities and bad teeth, nigga, when you had halitosis, you were on fire as a rapper. When you were emaciated, nigga, looked like you wore a size medium, nigga, you were on fire.
Paddocks on paddocks on paddocks on paddocks. Oh, okay. Ran up a check and I'm fucking the baddies.
Oh, damn. What the fuck did he just throw up? Is that West Side?
Okay. Ran up a check and I'm fucking the baddies. Trap out the coupe and don't leave me no daddy.
RP, who if he like my daddy? Pause.
Paddocks on paddocks.
Oh, yeah, that's gangster. That's gangster. Oh, this was. Is this one gang he's throwing up or like 5? Yo, chat, like on some real shit. Is this nigga throwing up 1 gang or 5 gangs? Nigga, like, yo, if it take you 20 seconds to throw up 1 gang sign, you might as well just say it, nigga. Like, fuck the signs. Just be like, yo, nigga, I'm blood. Yo, why is it taking it so long? Yo, bruh. This is like sign language, nigga. Is this like sign language for like, yo, bruh, why it take so long for him to throw up his gang? Let me stop playing. This was when Thug used to kick it with killers. Now the judge got him kicking it with retarded niggas like Lil Baby. Why is a Woody probably in the back of this video right here? Somewhere, somehow, huh? Fuck. Oh yeah, I remember when Young Thug ran into Sauce Walker? Look, and they start banging on each other low key.
Hey, it's so good to hear, though.
Nah, oh yeah. Nah, Thug ain't give a fuck. Thug threw up his side immediately. Oh shit, this is some gangster shit, huh? Oh shit. Okay. Damn. Did I click over that video? All right, let's get back. Let's get back to Trap Lil Ross. So Trap Lil Ross is now telling me that I'm in the OVO gang. Like what? Oh man.
With the 6
All right, here we go.
It's the gangbanging habits of Kendrick's.
Hey, is this like Kendrick Lamar dirty cousin? Is it him right here? This thing need a job. Like every time I see him on my timeline, I be thinking, ain't Brown hiring? Don't UPS work? Yo, Kendrick gotta be the worst cousin of all time. This nigga is the only nigga that look broken in 140 characters. I've never seen it before, bro. If Drake got like a broke cousin, at least he let that nigga don't get online. Like, yo, bro, don't get online and embarrass me, okay? Stay broke in the hood. This nigga right here. Is this him?
Actual set in Compton with my own.
Is he a killer or like he just be on Twitter? Like, you know who he remind me of? Hitta J3 got to be like the AOKD of like LA, bro. Like, he got to be like AOKD. No disrespect to you, bro, but like he like the AOKD of like Compton, bro.
Own eyes during a controversial hood vlog that I did in Kendrick's hood that ended up getting taken down after I got pressed by his top lieutenant, Hitter J3. Drake would clap back at these bloods, making hand signs at him, saying that the gang symbols they're twisting up he's never seen before, he doesn't know what they mean or respect them, before rapping that he's throwing gang signs back at them since they're gangbanging on him, explaining which signs he's throwing up, starting with the 6 representing the entire Toronto, before rapping how he's twisting the R, this being a tribute to another G-Way affiliated Toronto gang set known as Reps Up, a street clique that was allegedly formed by by OVO's veteran members, who Drake also shouts out in the song, these two being Styles and another person called P, aka Preem or P Rain. In fact, if you look at the way Drake throws up his 6 for Toronto with a kind of split finger at the top with like a bunny ear effect, well, that's intentional because it actually is the gang sign creating the letter R that stands for the Reps Up gang. So throwing up the 6 in this way.
What? How do you see an R?
Actually is the gang sign creating the letter R
Yo,
that
what?
stands for the Reps Up gang.
Wait. This is the R? Yo, what?
So throwing up the 6 in this way upside down is basically throwing up the gang sign for Reps Up. You might recognize this gang sign from the picture on the very cover of the Iceman album, which if you flip vertically shows Drake throwing up the Reps Up gang sign perfectly, made even more iconic by the fact that he was doing it in Michael Jackson's actual original sequin glove that Drake apparently bought for $120,000. Elsewhere on Plot Twist, Drake would shout out other gang ties he's got from different cities, like his connects from Houston known as Mob Ties. This being the new generation of Rap-A-Lot, the infamous label and crew started by one of the most infamous men in Houston rap history, J. Prince Sr. This organization has since transformed into something resembling much more of a gang than a record label under the fearsome moniker Mob Ties, apparently founded and led by J. Prince Jr. Drake would then end the hook of the song by saying that he's twisting up the October gang, essentially confirming that OVO is actually a gang that brings power from all of these crews together in one organization. But while Drake's OVO has had a lot of connections in Houston and elsewhere in America, it's really in Canada and Toronto where Drake's real killers are lurking, and it seems like the person he's actually threatening on Iceman with these killers is indeed Kendrick Lamar and his Blood Gang. As Drake
Whoa. Drake is not threatening nobody. That nigga's just popping his shit, man. He know how to rap.
ends his final verse, rapping how he doesn't recognize any of the gang signs that Kendrick or his people like Hitter J3 are throwing up, saying that maybe where they're from people know what it means, but all he knows is that his gang of OVO savages are furious towards Kendrick and the Bloods. So at this point, the question really is...
Okay, calm it down now. Calm it down. Yo, the Trap Lord Raw's trying to put OVO gang versus the entire Blood gang? What the fuck? Nigga, you know how many Bloods there are in America? Nigga.
How on earth did Drake end up surrounded by so many dangerous people tied to these vicious gangs like G-Way and Reps Up in the first place? And why is he snitching on them and himself on a #1 album? Well, to answer that, in this video, I'm going to rewind the clock and take a look back at the violent and dark history of the streets of Toronto, the true story behind the gangs that Drake claims, and the very sad reality of life in the streets for the gangsters that bang G-Way. Content warning. This video is about a sensitive topic involving loss of life. We've removed any graphic content to comply with YouTube's guidelines. We aim to provide informative, factual journalism on a tragic event in the public interest that does not dismiss its seriousness. All clips are used under the doctrine of fair use for news reporting and analysis. Some points made in this video are opinions and theories. I am not responsible for third-party information. If you want to watch my videos uncut and extended, go to patreon.com/traplawross where you can get those for just $2. Also, you can now watch my new drops on Spotify, so go search me there. Here's the video. On the evening of July 16, 2012, more than 200 people had gathered at a block party that started earlier in the day as a children's barbecue. The summer was at its peak and everyone was enjoying themselves until suddenly gunshots rang out in the evening air. Within seconds, the celebration turned into chaos as terrified partygoers scattered in every direction, desperately trying to escape the hail of bullets. By the time the gunfire stopped, 2 innocent people were dead and more than 20 others had been wounded, as Toronto was left reeling from one of the worst mass shootings in the city's history. The massacre would dominate headlines across the country, with politicians, police, and the public all demanding answers. How had a neighborhood block party turned into a bloodbath? Well, to understand that, we need to go way, way back, because while the Danzig Street shooting shocked much of Canada, for those familiar with the history of gangs in Toronto's East End, it was only the latest chapter in a conflict that had been brewing for years. This being a conflict involving one of Toronto's most notorious street gangs, Drake's gang, the G-Way, or what the media would begin to call the Galloway Boys. Long before this gang's name would be claimed and shouted out on #1 albums by the world's biggest rap star Drake, the early history of the G-Way would be closely tied to a high...
Why do they keep saying Drake's in that gang? Nigga, Drake is OVO.
rise in the surrounding townhouses located at the intersection of Galloway Road and Kingston Road in the East End area of Toronto called Scarborough. During the 90s, immigration from Jamaica to Canada increased considerably, bringing with it some unwanted criminal influences such as the infamous Shower Posse, who had built a fearsome reputation both in Jamaica and the United States. One area where these new criminal influences had strong presence was around the Galloway Road, where at the time a boy named Tyshawn Riley was growing up. Known to his friends as Nitty, he looked up to the gangsters in his neighborhood and eventually started a gang of his own with a group of friends called the Bad Seeds, while also picking up another nickname, one that would ultimately stick, Greasy Money, this becoming the street name he would be known as on the blocks of Scarborough. The Galloway area of the time was largely controlled by a gang that Riley looked up to, known as the Get Mad Crew, led particularly by one prominent figure, Omar Demetrius, better known in the streets as O. So the 90s would go by around Galloway Road without too many major conflicts, as many of the gangsters there were more focused on hustling and making money by selling drugs like crack and weed than shooting up their rivals like they do in places like Chirac. But coming into the 2000s, a major beef began forming between dealers from Galloway, aka G-Way, and drug dealers from the nearby neighborhood of Malvern, who were attempting to expand their operation to the G-Way area. At this time, the original leader of Galloway, Omar Demetrius, had already fled from Canada after he ended up shooting a man in the leg and arm in 1999, fleeing Canada back to his home country of Jamaica before the police could catch him. So with Demetrius on the run, leadership of the gang fell to his close friend Norris Allen, known in the streets as Bolu, who stepped in to take charge of the G-Way. Unfortunately, Allen wouldn't last long as the gang's leader. On October the 10th, 2002, he parked his black Honda on the front lawn of his family's rented house deep inside the rival territory in Malvern. Sometime later, after saying goodbye to his mother and sister, the 21-year-old climbed back into his car and prepared to leave, but before he could pull away, 3 gunmen suddenly emerged and opened fire, leaving Allen slumped over in the driver's seat as the Honda remained idling in the driveway. The police would immediately declare this killing as gang-related, and according to one of the confidential informants, Allen's killers were 2 members of a gang from Malvern, which had left members of the G-Way furious. This included Riley, who was now just weeks away from his 20th birthday, and determined to retaliate, he took charge of the gang and renamed it the Throwbacks in honor of Allen, the name reflecting their mission to make members of the Malvern crew suffer the same fate as their former leader, with the Throwbacks becoming something like Toronto's equivalent of Chicago's infamous Get Back gang, which emerged within the notorious O-Block gang following the murder of one of their most respected members, T. Roy. So back in the G-Way, it wouldn't take long for the Get Backs to begin, as only weeks later on the 2nd of November, 23-year-old Eric Matissa was found gunned down in Malvern. And while the police struggled to find leads, the assumption was that the murder was related to the feud between gangs from Galway and Malvern. The rivalry continued for 2 years until March 2004, when it reached a breaking point, and at the center of it all was none other than Tyshawn Riley, aka Greasy Money, who allegedly set out to target members of the Malvern gang together with his alleged accomplices. But unfortunately, during this attempted get-back, they would open fire on a car that was carrying 2 innocent men, Brenton Charlton and Leonard Bell, who were just unlucky enough to be driving through the Malvern gang territory, with Riley allegedly killing Charlton and seriously wounding Bell. This incident was part of a larger increase in shootings in Scarborough that made Toronto police raise the stakes, calling in the Canadian Feds, aka the RCMP or the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, to assist the investigation. And only a few months later in May, the case would lead to results, as Toronto police would conduct a massive raid, arresting 65 alleged members and affiliates of a gang the media were calling the Malvern Crew. This was followed in October with the arrest and charging of Riley, aka Greasy Money, for the murder and attempted murder of the 2 innocent victims, followed by arrests of over a dozen other G-Way members, or what the media would begin to call the Galloway Boys. The raids were part of what police called Operation Pathfinder, named after the Nissan Pathfinder that Riley and his accomplices had allegedly used during the shooting of the 2 innocent victims. The Toronto police would even claim that G-Way had planned to target innocent victims on purpose in order to throw off the law enforcement, but while there's no proof if this alleged plan was ever put into motion, the end result would unfortunately end up being the same. The raids and arrests that followed would seemingly disrupt both the G-Way and the so-called Malvern Crew's operation for the time being, and while the court cases against Riley and his 2 alleged accomplices, Philip Atkins and Jason Wisdom, would last the rest of the 2000s until 2009, when all 3 men were eventually found guilty for the murder of Brenton Charlton, and these would become the first convictions in Canada of a murder committed for the benefit of a criminal street gang. Meanwhile, Riley was still reportedly also facing charges for 2 murders, while Toronto police had actually alleged that he had been involved in as many as 4 more murders. As the 2010s begun, the G-Way's legacy would be immortalized in print when author and reporter Betsy Powell released a book called The Bad Seeds, the true story of Toronto's Galloway Boys street gang. Riley, on the other hand, would remain in the news as he began dropping music from prison by rapping through the jail phone under the artist name Greasy Money, and despite the dire situation he was in, he was still dropping bars from prison and rapping like he was still on the streets about things like selling coke. But funnily enough, when he was dropping, this was around the same time that Drake was releasing his debut album, Thank Me Later, and only 4 years later, Drake would be heard shouting out Greasy Money and calling for his freedom on the song Schemin' Up with the rapper O.B. O'Brien, signaling at this point that Drake was seemingly already affiliated with the G-Way gang. But Riley, aka Greasy Money, was far from getting released, and the following year, after starting his rap career behind bars, he was found guilty for his role in yet another shooting in the Malvern Crew's territory that wounded 2 people. Fortunately, no one was killed in that incident, but throughout this period, newspapers would identify him as the leader of the Galloway Boys gang. Years later, Riley would give an interview from prison to the Toronto-based We Love Hip Hop Network YouTube channel, addressing the name the Galloway Boys, which he claimed no one within the gang had ever actually called themselves. He would also argue that there was nothing organized about the crimes they were committing, with every man taking making decisions and doing it for themselves.
Now, from what I was watching in an interview, right, you say that that term, the Galloway Boys, was like a term that was brought up by the media, or like putting you guys as organized crime. Was that like a media thing?
Yeah, that's a media thing. First of all, no one calls yourself Galloway Boys.
Mm-hmm.
And first and foremost, overall, no one's not organized. There's no organized crime. Everybody does their own thing. We were criminals living a criminal lifestyle. There's no kickback to no pot. There's no, hey, let's gotta do this. There's none of that stuff.
Yeah.
Organized crime. I was 21 when I came to jail. So 21, they're saying I'm a boss of a criminal organization. Come on, man. There's no organization that ever exists in Galloway.
Meanwhile, in 2012, with numerous shootings and murders taking place, and this being the generation of the gang that would spawn many members who would later become associated with Drake's OVO crew, so a lot of Drake's team in the modern day hailed from the G-Way around this era. Betsy Powell, the author of the book about the gang, would publicly declare in the Toronto Star newspaper that G-Way or the Galloway Boys were back and showed no signs of stopping. Already at the end of 2011, the new generation members of G-Way had allegedly committed a murder of yet another innocent man named Dimitri Barnaby. This would lead Toronto police starting a new investigation into G-Way called Operation Brazen. But when things would really get out of control was the infamous July 2012 Danzig Street mass shooting. Danzig Street is located just a few hundred yards away from G-Way's home base, meaning that the party was attended by numerous members of the gang. According to police and the newspapers, the shooting incident would originate from the G-Way members taking over the party and beginning to G-check people in the crowd, trying to make sure that there were no outsiders from OP neighborhoods, especially members of the Malvern crew, who they allegedly ended up finding and kicking out of the party. Well, members of the Malvern crew didn't appreciate being G-checked and kicked out, and they would allegedly later return with reinforcements, with the confrontation starting off and eventually leading to the tragic mass shooting. Police would also reveal in new news conferences that the new generation of the G-Way were allegedly connected to 3 murders, including Barnaby and the 2 victims of the mass shooting, as well as 7 shootings dating back to the summer of 2011. Once again, Drake could be heard referencing incidents connected to the G-Way in his music, but this time the tone was very different, as back then he actually devoted an entire verse to paying tribute to the victims of the mass shooting on the 2013 song No Guns Allowed by Snoop Dogg, who at the time was performing under his reggae alter ego Snoop Lion. It would take years to find the culprits of this mass shooting, but eventually 3 people were charged and convicted in relation to it. This included alleged G-Way member Nahom Segazab, aka Gifted, who pled guilty to 2 counts of man.
Is he reaching? Is he kind of like around about kind of keeping stuff accurate or no?
Manslaughter and 6 counts of aggravated assault, receiving a 14-year sentence. This was followed in 2015 by the trial of an alleged Malvern crew member, Shaquan Mosquito, aka Bam Bam, whose murder charges were eventually dropped, but he ended up pleading guilty to 4 charges, one of these being counseling 2 people to commit murder. But lastly, the most severe sentence would be handed to Foloranso Owusu, who was just 17 years old at the time of the shooting, with prosecutors alleging that he had fired the first shot in the gun battle, a claim that ultimately led to his conviction on 2 counts of second-degree murder, although he didn't actually fire the killing shots, as well as 1 count of attempted murder, 1 count of aggravated assault, and 1 count of reckless discharge, leading him to a life sentence in 2016. Meanwhile, the following year after the mass shooting, in 2013, there would be yet another major police raid, during which the police would hit 41 alleged gang members with over 400 charges, these including alleged members of the G-Way, as well as alleged members of a crew who police and media labeled simply as the Orton Park Gang, the name coming from Orton Park Road that runs to the west of Galloway, on the other side of a large nature reserve, and this gang was the alleged new main ops of the new generation of the G-Way. After this raid, the media's interest in what was happening around Galloway appeared to fade considerably, with coverage shifting largely to the ongoing court cases that involved alleged members of the gang. One such case concerned Jason Wisdom, one of the 3 men convicted in the murder case involving the alleged leader of the gang, Tyshawn Riley, aka Grease Money, with Wisdom getting acquitted of his charges in 2017 after having spent 13 years in police custody. After regaining his freedom, Wisdom would eventually become part of Drake's OVO crew, now known on Instagram as OVO Dracula, this being yet another sign of Drake's deep ties to the most dangerous members of the G-Way gang. But while the media would largely stop reporting about the G-Way or the so-called Galloway Boys, outside of the media limelight, the gang has seemingly continued to operate to this day, something we'll discuss in more detail later. But when it comes to Drake's gang affiliations in Toronto, as mentioned at the beginning, there's also another crew who seemingly hailed from the same area as the G-Way, but were known by a different name that Drake has serious ties to, that dangerous gang being known in the streets as Repped Up. Reps Up is a clique that seemingly got started in G-Way's hood in the late 2000s. One of their most known members is the rapper Preem, formerly known as P. Rain, whose oldest music videos on YouTube go all the way back to 2009, while he can also be seen repping Reps Up in interviews all the way back in 2010.
What's up, man? It's your boy P. Rain, Reps Up, hailing from Canada, Toronto. I'm all the way in Vancouver, BC, with your boy, the Archivist. Ha.
In 2014.
Yeah, I always looked, so P. Rain, I always thought like he was an artist that was affiliated with OVO. I guess people have like taken interest into like his street ties, but like I always thought he was a dope artist. He had that song with Drake called Drunken Fuck, DNF.
2014, Preem would drop a hood vlog on his YouTube channel talking about the infamous history of his hood in Galloway.
This is definitely, to me, the craziest neighborhood in the country, as far as Canada goes. Especially events that took place here. Like, I've never seen it happen anywhere else in Canada on that magnitude of like violence, just like publicity, negative publicity and shit that we've got. And that's nothing to be proud of, but just say, oh, we're the baddest neighborhood in the country, but
Yo, how come niggas is getting a haircut with they fitted hats on, bro? That's some papoose shit, bro. My man getting a haircut, he got his fitted hat on, bro. Like, come on, bro. This nigga getting a haircut, he got his fitted still on. This is like some papoose shit. Somebody's a papoose maxing. You ever seen a picture of like papoose getting a full-on haircut with his, look. With hat on. Infamous picture, bro. Infamous picture, bro. Nigga, this picture right here is like one for the ages.
that's just what it was. As far as you can Google Galloway and see like where we come from, what's happened there, you know?
Yo, does the barber be like, yo, all right, I'm just gonna line you up to the hat level or what?
Google Galloway and see like where we come from, what's happened there, you know?
So many used to stand up there in the nighttime just so that when the police were driving by Kingston Road, you couldn't see them. And they were hustling, looking for the fiends walking by up and down. A lot of prostitutes and fiends just walking up and down this strip right here. Because before they built all these townhouses, there was a lot of motels, a lot of shit that brought a lot of crackheads through. So they used to just stay out here all night and wait for who to walk by or whatever. And if you stood right in there, police really couldn't see you no matter how slow they were going because all the branches were like camouflage. So I remember they came through one day and just chopped this whole bitch down. That's why you don't see no branches no more so that they could see anybody out here.
He would explain how the gang scene around Galloway died down from its golden years in the 90s and early 2000s due to a new police station that was built in the area during the mid-2000s.
It was always going on outside here. Everybody was always out here hustling, doing what the ever it was, you know. And then it's like when so much are hustling in one little neighborhood, that breeds violence. Violence breeds police. So they built a multi-million-dollar facility around the corner. You know, one of the top police stations in the city, and shut this whole shit down. And this is what happened. You don't see nobody outside. Everybody's in jail. And this is what's left.
At the time of the vlog, Preem, aka P. Rain, was promoting his mixtape Dear America, the name coming from the fact that he couldn't enter the United States at the time due to his criminal record that included drug and gun charges from his youth. The mixtape included features from many mainstream rappers, including Meek Mill, French Montana, A$AP Rocky, Party Next Door, Waka Flocka Flame, Future, and of course none other than Drake. So this guy clearly was connected. In a 2015 interview, Preem explained how his friendship with Drake came through other mutual friends they shared, and it goes all the way back to when he was still in high school, and Drake was actually an actor in Degrassi, the Canadian teenage drama TV show where Drake first became famous.
We met through some mutual friends, from guys that we went to high school with and things like that. I mean, I had a friend that he knew, so we met like before I even knew he was a rapper, when he was still on Degrassi and things like that. We became close friends. We just clicked, and everybody used to just go out together and like that. So naturally, me being that I was rapping and him starting to rap, musically, it kind of you know, just came together. But
he would also explain the formation of Reps Up, explaining how it started as a rap group that he came up with while still in high school with his friends. One of the early pioneers of Reps Up was also Styles, another longtime member affiliated with Drake's OVO crew. But as time went on, Reps Up grew into a much larger collective, bringing together people from Galloway and the surrounding community under the same banner.
And for the people that don't know, tell us about Reps Up.
Man, Reps Up is just something that I created when I was still in high school with a few homies. We used to be a rap group actually before Chubbs. Chubbs used to live in the States, so I used to be in a rap group with my cousin, one of my best friends, Styles, and we were called the Reps. You know what I mean? And reps up is just something we used to say. It was like a slogan, like throw your reps up when you make the R's with your fingers. But I mean, people just kind of gravitated towards reps up more than the reps. And that slogan kind of became our name. So we stuck with it. Yeah, we stuck with it and we ran with it. But I mean, it's like a family, man. It's the people from my neighborhood, guys I've grown up with, my family, my friends and homies like that. And that's just what it is, Reps Up.
Preem would also explain how before OVO, there was a clique called ATF that both Drake and Preem repped in their hometown. ATF was also the name of a blog that was focused on Drake, standing for All Things Fresh, although the initials also happened to match those of America's Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms and Explosives, the federal agency that's heavily involved in investigating gun trafficking and conducting firearms seizures along the US-Canadian border. This double meaning would appear in Drake's 2008 song Ransom, where he rapped that he wasn't gangbanging, but he repped ATF, a line that on the surface referred to their crew, but also carried a second meaning through its association with the federal agency, with Drake adding that unlike the real ATF, you wouldn't catch him wearing a badge. In fact, Drake was even still repping the ATF on his 2010 album Thank Me Later, but it was the Reps Up name that would ultimately stick, with many Reps Up members still belonging to Drake's inner circle and OVO. And while Drake would eventually go all in with the OVO name that he had started around the same time in the late 2000s when his rap career blew up, not all Reps Up members would end up staying loyal to Drake. In 2024, during Drake's lyrical warfare with Kendrick Lamar and other rappers who Drake felt had backstabbed him, Drake would end up shouting out Preem in the song Family Matters. On that track, he would rap that if his shooters are doing TikToks, the realest shooter in his rival gang is P's brother, referring to Preem. This bar would reference Drake's longtime beef with the singer The Weeknd and his XO crew, as Weeknd had said in an earlier song titled All to Myself, which also included Drake's other rivals at the time, Future and the producer Metro Boomin. Weeknd sung how Drake's shooters make TikToks, meaning that they were soft and they couldn't be taken seriously, with Preem's brother on the other hand, that Drake was referring to is yet another Reps Up member called Gilla, who can actually be seen in the music video for Nav and The Weeknd's 2019 track Price on My Head, where The Weeknd also simultaneously sings about how people on Drake's side would actually ride out for him too. So nowadays, especially among the older crowd, Reps Up, OVO and G-Way are all basically one big family, something that can be seen from this Instagram story by Reps Up member called 9 from Drake's 37th birthday in 2023, where he can be seen rocking a G-Way chain while another Reps Up member Styles rocks an OVO owl chain and another Reps Up member TV Gucci rocks both OVO and G-Way chains together. As this post shows, this alliance includes numerous members who are in the OVO inner circle, but perhaps nobody is closer to Drake than the man known as Chubbs, or sometimes also Capo, one of the most feared people in Toronto who became known as Drake's head of security. Chubbs is perhaps the most mysterious member of the OVO crew, and he's been very careful to not ever do any interviews or put himself out there publicly too much. But what we do know from interviews of other members, like Preem, Chubbs was seemingly living in America when Preem and his friends were in high school and came up with the Reps Up crew, meaning that his addition to the G-Way gang ties and their associates seemingly took place much later.
Man, Reps Up is just something that I created when I was still in high school with a few homies. We used to be a rap group actually before Chubbs. Chubbs used to live in the States, so I used to be in a rap group with my cousin, one of my best friends, Styles.
But the main source where we know about Chubbs is actually through Drake's music itself, with Drake mentioning Chubbs countless times in his tracks, often painting a picture of him not only as his head of security, but also as his top shooter, ready for action and crash out missions at any time. Some of the earliest mentions of Chubbs by Drake date back to 2011, back when Drake was already painting him as somebody that was in love with the streets, everything that comes along with it. On the 2013 track The Motion, Drake would highlight their friendship goes way back, while shouting out the east side of
I ain't gonna lie, Chubbs is like, I'm trying to see who to compare him to. But one thing I do like about him, I could tell it's like unrelenting loyalty. Unrelenting loyalty. Every time I see him with Drake, he's also playing his role. And that's very rare, because a lot of times when you get that right-hand man, they start Dame Dashing it. They start thinking they the star. They overtalk. They like love the spotlight. Chubbs don't like none of that. He don't like the spotlight. He plays his role. He's cool enough to where he could kind of like peep what's going on, but he's like a people person enough to know that because he's Drake right-hand man and he's a damn near celebrity too, you know, he does look approachable and shit like that. So I don't know. He's an interesting guy, but I do think it's loyalty that really keeps him close.
Toronto, referring likely particularly to Scarborough and more specifically the Galloway Road area. And the mentions would keep on coming while Drake's career was rising to a new level, like following the release of the hugely successful album Views in 2016. On the song 4 PM in Calabasas, which was released later that year, Drake would portray Chubbs as someone always by his side, while the following year on the track No Long Talk, Drake would describe Chubbs as a fixer if he ever needed to fix things. And I'm not sure Drake's talking about using Chubbs as his handyman, if you know what I'm saying. Then in 2018, on the hugely popular track Look Alive, featuring Drake and Blockboy JB, Drake rapped in his feature verse that made the song go viral, this time shouting out Chubbs by his other nickname Capo. Once again, Drake would suggest that Chubbs is someone who is a specialist in street stuff like sliding on the OPPS. Around this time, Drake would even begin mentioning Chubbs in connection with alleged real-life events, like in the 2018 Behind Bars track that he would do at legendary UK hip-hop platform Link Up TV, where Drake would first mention how he's been with Chubbs through highs and lows, before mentioning how they saw a man last night and he froze out of fear and that there were no cameras present, before mentioning how that was like the one time at Coachella, this allegedly referring to an incident at the 2017 Coachella, where Drake and his crew, including Chubbs, had allegedly had a violent altercation with the rapper Dram and got him thrown out of a private party, after Dram had allegedly confronted Drake about the similarities between his song Cha Cha and Drake's hit song Hotline Bling. In fact, according to someone who was actually there and told me the whole story, no joke, apparently the OVO crew were literally swinging Dram around by his dreads, and Drake was personally throwing hands in the brawl too. Now, these real-life references would continue in 2019 when Drake rapped in the song War about how feds want to tap up and wire his phones, just like Chubbs did Detail. This referring to a lawsuit that producer Detail would file against Drake, claiming that Chubbs had actually beaten him up on Drake's orders, sending him to the hospital with a broken jaw that probably had to get wired, along with other injuries that required several surgeries. However, this lawsuit was later suspiciously thrown out by the judge because Detail failed to appear at the final status conference. Now, the following year in 2020, as the COVID pandemic kept everyone inside, Drake would release the first single from his upcoming project Dark Lane demo tapes, titled 2C Slide. The song was low-key like a party song that was also a metaphor for street stuff, with Drake singing on a song that he's made a commercial dance track, but is low-key really about street activity. The music video for the song would show Drake walking alone around his enormous Toronto mansion while dressed up in a Nike ski mask, all while rapping about how he and his crew will do crimes by themselves if other people are moving shaky, and he would even say that if he's moving too shaky to shoot, then Chubbs will be the one who finishes the mission by himself. Once again painting Chubbs as his #1 goon who is not afraid of doing anything that Drake is too shaky to pull off. The same sentiment was actually echoed in the 2021 song The Remorse, where Drake paid his respects to Chubbs, rapping how he had pulled up to him every time that he needed him. While in the 2022 song Churchill Downs by Jack Harlow, Drake would rap in his feature verse, a clever wordplay, first saying how people like to test them, like they know what they're on, while Chubbs got the magazine cover like Rolling Stone. A metaphor meaning that Chubbs has got the magazine of his weapon concealed, but he is ready to show it off and shoot if someone really decides to try OVO. In 2024, while Drake was having his back-to-back diss track war with Kendrick Lamar, even Kendrick would mention Chubbs' reputation as Drake's shooter, rapping in the song Euphoria how he likes the singing Drake, not the Drake that tries to act tough, and that Drake is going to make Kendrick bring Puff back, meaning Puff Daddy or Diddy, this allegedly being a reference to an incident where Diddy had actually slapped Drake all the way back in 2014 at DJ Khaled's birthday bash. And if you want a full breakdown of that, it's on my channel from years ago. Kendrick would go on to say, let's see if Chubbs really crashes out for Drake, like he keeps implying in his songs. So clearly, all of these mentions of Chubbs as Drake's main muscle and shooter and goon have made him a popular topic of speculation on platforms like Reddit, where people still debate just how deep in the streets he truly was. But Chubbs is not the only alleged demon in Drake's camp. Another commonly mentioned member with a very, very dark reputation is Barker, aka Barker Not Nice, who also was part of Drake's security team and has ties to the G-Way and reps up. Unlike Chubbs, Barker has put himself out there, releasing his own music for close to 10 years that have millions and millions of views on platforms like YouTube, as well as featuring on Drake's songs several times. But Barker has also been shouted out by Drake in his songs, like on the 2014 track Schemin' Up, where Drake asked for the freedom of the former G-Way leader Tyson Riley, aka Greasy Money, while also calling for the freedom of Barker in the same lyric twice. So with Barker, we don't have to speculate about his criminal past because it's been very well documented in the media and in the courts. Born in 1979, after spending his childhood in Montreal, Barker moved to Toronto, seemingly in a hood that was located close to the G-Way's first main ops, the Malvern crew. But Barker's hood was allegedly affiliated with the G-Way and Reps Up, whose hood was located further north. In podcasts, Barker has explained how he and his partners in his hood went on a crime spree when he was around 18, with Barker eventually getting caught.
So basically, like when I was 18, so it's crazy. So at one point I went on a rampage with my little buddies in the streets. We were just like doing a whole bunch of robberies, armed robberies, just going crazy as kids, you know? And anyways, long story short, I ended up getting caught.
Okay.
and I ended up taking the charge.
Okay.
Like they didn't have anything on any of my other friends, but they wanted me to roll over on them.
He would receive a 2-year and 7-month sentence, and after completing it, he was back in the streets. In 2001, Barker, real name Travis Savory, would end up getting tangled in the biggest case of his life, as he was convicted on an attempted murder charge, receiving a hefty 13-year sentence. However, he was able to appeal the conviction in 2005, and once again was able to return to the streets of Toronto, but it didn't take long for Barker to end up back in trouble once again. And in 2006, there would be the first mention of him in local media when he was busted in Toronto's East End with guns and drugs, namely crack, with him receiving a whopping 19 firearms and drug charges. The next mention in the newspapers would come already the following year, and this time it was part of a case involving none other than the original leader of the G-Way, Omar Demetrius, aka O, who is now seemingly known as Lloyd Demetrius. After first fleeing to Jamaica in 1999 following the shooting where he hit a man twice, Demetrius had tried to return to Canada under his own name already the following year, leading to him getting slapped with a 9-year sentence for attempted murder. But already in 2005 he was getting paroled and deported back to Jamaica. But now he had somehow managed to sneak back into Canada, but again he was captured after a 2007 shooting incident where Barker was also one of the men charged. But Barker's most controversial case would take place in 2014, embarrassingly when he was already part of Drake's security team. In June of that year, he was arrested and charged with multiple prostitution and trafficking related offences, which had involved a 22-year-old woman whom prosecutors alleged that he had forced into prostitution. The following year in May, Barker would end up pleading guilty to assaulting the 22-year-old woman, receiving a light sentence of 6 months. But since he had already spent 10 months in jail, he was allowed to go free immediately, with Drake himself celebrating the release on Instagram by writing how there was something in the air today and a lot of good things happening at once. But this one means the most, been waiting for 11 months, Barker finally home. It was seemingly about a year later when Barker would make a transition from Drake's security team to a rapper, actually signing to Drake's OVO label and beginning to drop songs and music videos back to back, with his first music video for the track titled TCHC appearing to be filmed in his old hood in Scarborough. By 2017, Barker's rap career would truly take off with the release of Live Up To My Name, a song whose music video has since amassed more than 16 million views on YouTube. The video shows Barker enjoying the high life in Los Angeles, while later scenes feature him wearing a sweater with a large golden OVO owl logo on it. The video also includes appearances from several prominent artists like Sway Lee and Slim Jimmy from Ray Shremmerd, Nav, and also The Weeknd, who was still closely associated with the OVO camp at this point before the eventual falling out with Drake. Even Drake himself would make an appearance, clearly proud of his new signee and muscle. But unfortunately, 2017 would also end up being a tragic year for Drake, OVO, Reps Up, and the G-Way Alliance, as one of their main members, called Fifth, real name Anthony Soares, was gunned down on September 14th in what appeared to be a targeted assassination. Afterwards, Drake would post a heartfelt tribute to Fifth on Instagram, saying, "RIP to one of our family members, our brother. I still can't even believe this morning was real. It was an honor to have shared years together, and I will always keep your memory alive forever, Fifth." Drake would also serve as a pallbearer at Fifth's funeral 2 weeks later, showing that there was indeed a genuine connection between these two, and Drake actually was clearly close enough to Fifth to attend his funeral. But while the family and friends were mourning their loss, the police would eventually release security camera footage that actually captured Fifth's final moments, putting it out publicly in an effort to receive tips about the suspects. The video would show two shooters running up to Fifth, who was inside the entrance of a large high-rise lobby. The shooters immediately opened fire through the glass, shooting Fifth numerous times, one of them even opening the door to the entrance and shooting some more to guarantee the kill, then wiping the door with his shirt in an apparent attempt to remove any fingerprints, before both shooters run to a getaway car with a driver waiting for them that quickly flees the scene. But despite all the efforts by the police, Fifth's murder remains unsolved, although the calculated manner in which the shooting was carried out leaves little doubt that it was clearly a targeted gang-related hit. Meanwhile, Barker's music career would eventually end up taking a serious blow in 2024 when his past came to haunt not only him, but also Drake, as Kendrick Lamar released his chart-topping diss song Not Like Us, a track that many considered to be the knockout punch in their highly publicized rap beef. In that song, Kendrick would diss not only Drake, but also OVO members like Chubbs, and most notably Barker, whose past charges involving a young woman gave Kendrick a powerful angle of attack. By drawing attention to Barker's role within OVO, Kendrick added further credibility to the song's main theme that was accusing Drake and members of his inner circle of behaving like predators with young and underage women. Phrases like A minor, certified lover boy, certified PDF, say Drake, I hear you like him young, Barker got a weird case, why is he around? All these lines ended up going super viral, and they had the whole world laughing at how the OVO crew had been dealing with women. This was made even worse by the cover art that depicted Drake's famous home on Google Maps, with added dots that are apparently used to denote that predators on the ex-offenders register were living there. Bakker would later respond to the diss in an interview with the YouTube channel Hot Freestyle, saying how he was about to respond to the diss immediately, but Drake would actually convince him not to do it.
Obviously, during like the recent events that happened, like last summer and everything like that, I won't get too much into details with it, bore you with that, because you don't care about that too much. But how is it for you to hear all the noise that people were saying, right? People were just talking about stuff that they don't even know about, saying, oh, Ray, this is this, whatever.
Yeah.
How did you keep your composure and stay calm?
Yo, to be honest with you, man, at first, my first initial thing was to respond and respond quickly, very efficiently, and very to the point.
Very directly.
Yeah, and you know, but like it was like it started brewing in me because where I come from, like that doesn't happen. Like you can't just call out a man and not have paperwork to back up your talks. Like that is it's ludicrous. And then like to see like a whole nation behind it and celebrating it like it's a true story is unbelievable because you know everybody has to understand like I have a kid, Drake has a kid, you know what I mean? So like making accusations like that are like ridiculous and out of this world, you know what I'm saying? So but like what I was gonna tell you is this, like I was building up a lot of anger and stuff like that, but then I got a call, and I don't know why I got this call. It's like God said something to him or something, but the boy, sorry, it might not have been a call, it might have been a text message, but he messaged me, and he's like, yo, I know what you're feeling, I know you as an individual, and I know how you get down, but I'm just letting you know, like, don't listen to the noise because it's noise. And if you go back and look at all these people that are saying things or having anything to say, they're not even actual real people. They're like bots.
Exactly.
So like, don't let that bother you, bro.
Facts.
Like,
so far we've covered some of the older members and affiliates of G-Way, but there's also the new generation who is still coming up and pledging allegiance to Drake and OVO. One of the most known members of the new generation of G-Way is the rapper Lil C, who can be seen in his music videos hanging out in front of the high-rise where the G-Way gang originated from on the corner of Galloway and Kingston Roads, as well as in other housing developments controlled by the gang, like the Innisfree Housing Cooperative, located on the other side of Kingston Road. His music videos also feature other signs of the gang's presence still in the area, such as G-Way tags on the wall. Now, much like the UK drill scene, which has arguably influenced the Toronto scene more in recent years than the American...
Alright, this shit almost done, don't worry.
Scene, Lil C and his partners are most often seen in his music videos, masked up, hiding their real identities, likely due to the illegal activities that they may well still be taking part in at that point. Or maybe because in Lil C's case, it also builds an aura of mystery around him that kind of keeps the music career moving. Lil C and his partners are also often seen hinting at their affiliation with Drake and OVO, like making Instagram posts with Drake's song, like the song Plot Twist, where Drake raps the line about the G-Way handshake, with Lil C and his partners showing the world how that shake is actually done. He's also followed on Instagram by the older G-Way and Reps Up members, who are some of the main people in Drake's OVO crew, including none other than Drake's alleged top shooter, Chubbs. So perhaps Drake's lyrics about having young shooters ready to mask up and crash out for him aren't cap after all. So knowing the history of groups like G-Way and Reps Up, as well as their affiliations with Drake and his OVO camp, the question still remains.
Alright, man. OVO is a musical movement. That's about it, bro. But compelling content. Shout out to Trap Lord Ross. Damn, I hate to go back to back on y'all. Pause. Okay. Instead of that, I should have played. You know what I should have really played? This is the video I really wanted to play. Okay, so chat. I watched this video the other day, and I know we've covered this before. Floyd Mayweather, what's up with his finances? What's up with all the accusations that he's spending out of control, that he's going broke? Is there real proof? He said he bought into a New York City like apartment, like a bunch of apartments, and he owned so much real estate. It was a $400 million deal. We hear about some of the debts that he has, and we don't know if everything is real. He doesn't speak about everything. However, apparently there's this YouTuber named Spencer Cornelia who apparently like followed one of the lawsuits where Floyd has filed recently, and Floyd filed a bunch. He sued Showtime for scamming him out of money. He sued, I think, Al Heyman, and I think he sued someone else. And even Business Insider claiming that he's owed money and that in certain cases he was robbed of money. Now, apparently one of these people that were accused by him reached out to this journalist and gave a lot of proof to show how Floyd's finances have been over the years. And they claimed that they knew that Floyd was eventually going to turn on them because Floyd just was spending out of control. Check this out. And I know we just watched the video, so I know you guys don't really want to watch another video, but this is a really compelling video.
Money Mayweather has money problems.
Let me speed it up real quick, and I'm going to skip through it. It's not that long of a video, but if we have talked about Floyd's finances for a bit, this gives us the details. There's text messages, everything.
He owes the IRS. He owes car dealers. He's pawning jewelry. A guy who's made hundreds of millions of dollars in his career is somehow running out of money. And now he's suing everyone, claiming he's owed money. While he may be able to keep up the facade that it's everyone else's fault, Floyd's spending problem is the reason why he's going broke. I was able to go directly to the source to get private information that hasn't been shared publicly yet to discuss.
So that guy is one of the guys who have been accused by Floyd of basically doing things with his money without his knowledge, and this guy's like, no, I didn't. Nigga, you knew everything we were doing. And if anything, we warned you.
The recent lawsuit that sent shockwaves throughout the sports world. Mayweather suing former associate in an alleged $175 million fraud scheme. That associate, Jonah, shared with me private text messages, private images of Floyd signing contracts, and access to private communication with his team. And the proof I've been given will contradict everything you've heard in the news about this case. By going through all of the claims presented in the lawsuit, I'll share all the private information that I have access to so we can understand fully what's going on with Floyd Mayweather. In 2017, Recknitz and Mayweather became friends, which ultimately led to Recknitz becoming Floyd's investment manager, real estate advisor, and banking liaison. Jonah helped put deals together for Floyd. He was his manager. So that's sponsorships, real estate deals, and fights, just to name a few revenue streams. Jonah shared with me that he was not on salary, meaning he only made money when there was a commission on finding a deal. As an example, Jonah shared with me that Floyd was running out of money in 2020. So Jonah put together a fight with Logan Paul to generate income, as well as many other exhibition fights. Turns out the only people actually punching Floyd in the face at this time were the IRS debt collectors. More on that in a minute. The first big claim that Floyd makes is that he wasn't aware that in 2016, Recknitz had pleaded guilty to wire fraud conspiracy, that Recknitz had cooperated with the United States attorney, or that Recknitz had been the subject of significant civil litigation. What Floyd's attorney was trying to do with this complaint is make it look like Floyd was taken advantage of by a guy with a questionable past. Like Floyd is this innocent victim who had no idea who this guy really was. There's a little problem with that, because I have proof he did know. This letter on the screen was sent in 2023 by Floyd Mayweather to a U.S. District Judge for the Southern District of New York. The bottom includes Floyd's name and his signature. For context, this is Floyd Mayweather's letter to the judge in Jonah Recknitz's case, speaking about Jonah's character and why he deserves a better outcome. In the second paragraph, he writes, "We became friendly and I supported him when he was going through the process of being sentenced in 2019. That sounds to me like he knew about Jonah's litigation in New York." In the third paragraph, he writes that Jonah has worked with him as his promoter and business advisor. He has taken the job and run with it, helping Floyd in every aspect and opening up new...
Now, I know this is a lot, but I want you guys to take this in. So apparently, Floyd starts working with the guy. Now he's suing the guy. He claims that he never knew that this guy was, convicted by the feds back in the day, and it was for some money stuff. Now we're getting proof to say, nigga, you knew he was convicted because you wrote a letter to try to help him get a favorable sentence. So the theory is that Floyd will use the media to make himself look like a victim to get over on people.
New opportunities. He further mentions the charitable work they've done together. Further down, he mentions that people have tried to take advantage of Jonah by bringing lawsuits against him as a way to extort him. And finally, Floyd writes, "I appreciate you taking the time to read this letter, Your Honor. I would just ask that you consider my personal testimony that Jonah Recknitz is a good person." He claimed that he didn't know about Jonah's past in the complaint, yet he wrote that letter in support of Jonah, showing he clearly knew about the litigation in New York. So it doesn't seem to add up. Many have speculated that Mayweather is coming out of retirement for a rematch with Pacquiao because he needs the money. Yes, this is why. Around August 2025, Floyd needed cash money, so he decided to start pawning his jewelry. Here's a text on August 25th, 2025 of Jonah sending Floyd an image of his watch and the word loan below. That represents that watch as being within the group that was being pawned. Here's the second image sent on that day. The top image is a collection of watches that were grouped together for a November loan and that many had been returned after the balance was paid down. Here's the next message of another collection of watches that were used for a loan. The image on the left is an exhibit Floyd included in the complaint. Within this list are 4 of the watches you see in the text message on the right that were included in the group of watches that were pawned. This indicates he continues to lie about not knowing that his watches were getting pawned for a loan to fund his lifestyle. What was told to...
Okay, so we get to find out Floyd has such a crazy lifestyle. He's not cash rich anymore, even though he has a lot of assets. So what he would do is he'd be like, yo, take my watches as collateral and give me a loan. And the loan is not to like really to pay anything substantial other than to run his lifestyle, which is a lot.
To me is that Floyd was running out of money. Now, obviously, his broke is a lot different than broke for me and you, but at this time he needed money, so he decided to pawn $13 million from his watch collection. He does have his own jet and has flown private for a couple decades, and he has an extensive exotic car collection. But what has been shared with me is that his lifestyle is so expensive that he constantly needs to take out loans against all his assets, and it's fine when he's fighting and making money because he can pay the loans back, but it's kind of like musical chairs. Here's Floyd texting about having to give up all of his jewelry and watches, and all of his women's bags. Further, he sent the text, "Don't forget about my ladies' Birkins," also that's a part of the $13 million. In December 2025, Floyd texted, "Please keep me updated on my jewelry and Birkins, thanks." Back in March, so around 7 months after he began pawning, he texted his pawn shop lender asking about the balance he owes so Jonah knows what the number is.
Joe, please text me the balance so we know the numbers in advance. Today is Jewish holiday, blah, 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 okay. All good, Floyd. 1.85 million checks, 10.8 million in jewelry, and it's 1.47 million in fees. Wow.
Jonah, as Floyd's manager and the one who handles all the financial transactions, is the one who ensures that all the loans are paid off. The lender responds $1.85 million in checks, $10.8 million in jewelry, and $1.47 million in fees. And he mentions needing another $360,000 by Friday so the fees don't keep adding up. Floyd received the $13 million for pawning watches in his supposed $100 million watch collection. Jonah shared with me that people pay up to 3% per month, which is why the fees were so high. That loan was almost paid in full. If you reread Joel's message, it makes sense. Joel says, "I have recouped everything and hasn't had to sell any pieces. All that remains is another $360,000 so Floyd doesn't have to pay any more fees." In case you aren't following, Joel can sell the watches that were pawned if Floyd doesn't pay the $13 million back. But he didn't need to sell watches because he was paid back and made $1.5 million in fees. In the complaint, Floyd discusses pawning his $100 million jewelry collection with the words, "to be pledged or placed in the possession of Joel, a Miami jewelry dealer. The amount received was around $13 million. A substantial portion of the pledged jewelry remains in the possession of Joel and Modi, and no accounting has been provided to Mr. Mayweather," and then alleges that the consideration received was diverted by Recknitz and not paid to Floyd. I just shared the text messages between Floyd and Joel, showing the accounting of the transaction, and that nothing seemed to be awry. This is not the first time Floyd has had to take a pawn loan. Earlier last year, he borrowed $1 million from his friend Avi, the owner of Avi & Co., against his $18 million Jacob & Co. watch. Upon research, I realized that even though the retail is $18 million, the market value is about $2 to $3 million, so Floyd's $100 million jewelry collection is more likely worth a fraction of that. Why is Floyd Mayweather pawning jewelry despite being so wealthy, and always seemingly around cash? I asked Jonah how much Floyd spends every single month on his team, and Jonah estimated around $1 million. What happens when you can't afford your team salaries? Here's a video from Floyd's assistant of his entire jewelry collection as they took photos and video of all of the jewelry before pawning. This photo is the same table from the video before with cash on the table, as that was the cash delivered for pawning the jewelry. When you add up Floyd's entire lifestyle, he could easily be spending $2 to $3 million per month, which means he probably needs to be making around $50 million of pre-tax income in order to just break even on that lifestyle expenses. When you're fighting Conor McGregor or Manny Pacquiao, you can cover that type of spend. But I always talk about this in my Athletes Going Broke series. These athletes will keep their lifestyle spend around the same, and when that income goes to essentially zero, they go broke pretty quickly. Floyd claims Jonah screwed him, but ironically, Jonah actually saved him from being bankrupt. Floyd claims he invested $31.5 million into real estate deals and has made a nominal amount of money as a return on his investment. I actually have the distribution letter for this portfolio. Here's the 3 portfolios listed totaling $31.5 million. The annual distribution for the total is around $3.9 million. Back in 2024, when Floyd began investing in real estate, he had no liquidity, meaning he had no cash flow and essentially had no cash to his name. Jonah presents an idea to Floyd Mayweather, as Floyd at the time had 2 properties that were owned in full, however, they weren't being rented out, so they were costing him money every month. Jonah says you should invest that money in real estate so that you can start earning cash flow. In one of the exhibits filed with the complaint, Floyd shows the sale of his Beverly Hills and Miami properties. Instead of having 2 houses sit empty like before, Floyd is now earning almost $4 million every year in cash flow while owning valuable real estate in New York. So it's odd seeing him file this complaint alleging he's been screwed. Does anyone remember this fight? It was in 2015, 11 years ago. And this fight was in 2017. Al Heyman had to advance Floyd money from this fight because Floyd had already spent all of his money. All of this spending is not new. It's been going on for years. So think about this. It's been 9 years since that fight. fight. Let's assume Floyd spends around $20 million per year, which is pretty reasonable given his lifestyle expenses. That would have meant he spent $180 million since that fight in 2017. He's always posted pictures with cash money because it's his branding. And he certainly has had a lot of money at one point. But spending a couple $1 million per month blows through this cash instantly. Floyd may have had a $100 million jewelry and watch collection, and that's certainly wealthy to me and you, but when you're spending $20, $30 million per year, that $100 million can dry up pretty quickly, which is why he now needs to exit retirement to fight Manny Pacquiao for a payday. One of the other claims is about Floyd selling his jet and not receiving any money. There's mention in the complaint that the block for the purchaser was left blank. What the media misunderstood was that the plane wasn't sold for $1 like the complaint lists here. Here's the actual signed contract, which does list the consideration of $1 and OVC, and you can see Floyd's signature down below. I think what was misunderstood is that the plane didn't actually sell for $1. OVC means other valuable considerations, which means the sale was for more than $1. This happens when private parties don't want the amount known to the public. Here's the text message between Jonah and Floyd. Jonah sent the payoff letter from the lender of his private jet, as well as a letter from Navy Federal Credit Union regarding a $2.787 million payoff. What happened was Floyd took out a large loan against the value of the jet. So when the jet was sold, a large chunk of the money went to pay off the loan and many of his other debts. Here's the payoff demand statement for the jet. Highlighted is borrower named Floyd Mayweather. The total loan payoff is around $2.79 million, and the highlight in the bottom left is the property collateral as the Gulfstream Learjet. This is the bank wire transfer receipt from the credit union. Both of these documents were sent to Floyd, so he's clearly lying about the jet only selling for $1 and him being out of the know on the jet selling. The picture on the left is Floyd signing the contract, and the picture on the right is Floyd holding the aircraft purchase and sale agreement right after signing it. Does he look disappointed in the terms of the sale? This is the text Jonah sent to Floyd in September 2025, indicating that the house and airplane contracts were done, and Floyd responded, "Let's go." To make it even more clear that Floyd knew about the plane purchase and the terms of the purchase and sale, here's a text between Floyd and Jonah where Floyd writes, "Can you call me about the plane, please? I need for you to update me, please." And Jonah responded, "Plane is..."
Okay, so I'm hoping you guys are following this a bit. So it appears that because Floyd's significant amount of income comes from him boxing and he's been retired, if he doesn't get a fight or some exhibition where he's getting paid a shit ton of money, essentially what ends up happening is that he has assets, but he doesn't have a lot of cash. So when he gets into debt, he'll take out loans against his assets, which might be a watch, might be a plane, might be anything. And that's how he's been trying to survive until he could get the next lick. What's the next lick? Remember, he hasn't set up his business where he's getting like a ton of residual income passively. Most of his licks, quote unquote, are going to come from him being in the ring, which, you know, how much could he still fight at this point, right?
Is ready to close. Jonah saved hundreds of private images, screenshots of text messages, and I can understand why he did it. They were dealing with millions upon millions of dollars. Floyd was going broke, and Jonah worried that Floyd was going to start blaming those around him for his financial problems. Back in November 2025, Jonah sent this message to Floyd saying, "I can help continue to create income for you for life, but you need to start saving more money and spending less. Borrowing from a credit line should be for investment purposes, not to pay past due bills because we will have to pay it back." Floyd also claims that 80% distributions to Mayweather Promotions LLC and 20% to be paid to Frist Apex Ventures were diverted by Recknitz. Throughout the complaint, Floyd is claiming that fraud was going on because he only received 80% of the distributions, which is interesting because he signed the operating agreement for that split. This is Floyd holding up the settlement statement of a closed transaction involving his company, Mayweather Promotions, and Frist Apex Ventures. His smile doesn't look like someone who is upset with the deal that just closed. I've seen the operating agreement between these two companies that Floyd signed showing an 80-20 split. And since I promised you receipts, here's the document with the distribution allocation of 80% for Mayweather Promotions and 20% for Frist Apex Ventures. Down at the bottom, you can see Floyd's signature agreeing to the terms of the contract. As part of the fraud claim against Recknitz and Frist, Floyd claims IL Frist signed distribution letters as manager of Vada Properties when he held no such office, and by signing as CEO of Vada Properties when he held no such office. This is a screenshot of Floyd's Instagram over a year ago. The picture in the middle is Floyd promoting speaking at a conference about real estate with IL Frist. In the post, IL is listed as the CEO of Vada Properties. This is the Real Deal conference where Floyd is talking about buying real estate and IL Frist is the man to his right.
I had a very, very smart team, guys that was very, very educated in real estate. I gave them 9 figures. I went from 7, I skipped over 8 because it was paying so good. I went to 9 figures.
That doesn't sound like someone who is disappointed in the outcome of his real estate investing. Another major allegation in the complaint is that Recknitz orchestrated a $13 million loan from Hankey Capital LLC secured by Floyd's property in Miami Beach, Florida. The picture in the background is of Floyd and Don Hankey. This property is actually owned by Josh Gatlib and Meyer Orbach. Back in 2024, when Floyd was running out of cash, he needed to sell 2 properties, so he sold it to the 2 names I just mentioned, and it was a favor by them. But the allegation is that $6.5 million of that loan went to the purchase of the private jet we discussed earlier in the video, and only approximately $4 million was made available to Mayweather Promotions. The full accounting is right here. $6.5 million to buy a jet with TBE Aviation LLC as the owner. That's Floyd's private jet-related LLC. The $4 million to Mayweather Promotions is listed, and all of the other allocations are listed, with none relating to Recknitz or the other defendants. He also claimed there was another loan of $16.4 million and worded it such that it looks like Frist Apex Ventures took $8.8 million of his...
Wait, give me 1 second. I missed something on that. So in July 2024, he orchestrated this financing secured by his property. Also another loan. Wow. So he's taking out loans off of the fact that he has assets and he's buying more shit. So he used $6.5 million of that loan. So he basically refinances his house, takes out $6.5 million, and he buys the Gulfstream jet. Let me see. N305DG. N305DG. That plane is a Gulfstream. Yeah, it's a G4. Yeah, yes. So that could go around for like $7 million. Yeah. So he used a loan to buy the jet, but he used his house as collateral. Fuck. This guy was... You know what Floyd said he made like $1 billion from boxing? He was living like he made $2 billion.
Earlier in the video, and only approximately $4 million was made available to Mayweather Promotions. The full accounting is right here. $6.5 million to buy a jet with TBE Aviation LLC as the owner. That's Floyd's private jet-related LLC. The $4 million to Mayweather Promotions is listed, and all of the other allocations are listed, with none relating to Recknitz or the other defendants. He also claimed there was another loan of $16.4 million and worded it such that it looks like Frist Apex Ventures took $8.8 million of his money. The money from these properties all became his investment in the $31.5 million portfolio mentioned a few moments earlier, properly managed by the LLC he's suing.
So he then grabs money out of another house and he puts it towards a quote-unquote real estate investment.
What I told them is, of course, I wanted my payout to be a little different. Normally the payouts are, at the beginning of the month, but I wanted my payouts to be every week, spread it out throughout the week, because I'm traveling, family, friends, we're traveling, we're moving around, we're doing different things. So I wanted my payouts to be like that, and everything played out like it played out, and everything was going great.
This speech stood out to me now that I'm viewing it through the lens of Floyd going broke. Why in the world would you need to change the distribution schedule to be weekly? Didn't Floyd make like $500 million boxing? Why do you now all of a sudden, you're so tight on cash flow that you need your distributions to be paid every single week so you can afford a vacation? Floyd Mayweather fathers baby with dancer, ordered to pay $1 million in back child support. Jonah told me that Frist Apex Ventures assisted with paying his child support, meaning his lawsuit against them is even more perplexing. I found the court documents with his unexpected baby mama. Floyd did not deny being the father and was not happy with the news. He was angry and blamed her for getting pregnant. He attempted to force her to have an abortion and then blocked her from phone communication and text when he realized she was keeping the baby. Sounds like a great father. I even have the text messages between Floyd and her.
I know we're keeping it on Floyd here, but I do wonder this. How many kids does Floyd Mayweather have? Well, I'm going to look at that right after I look at this ownership for this jet right now. Currently, this jet is owned by, certificate issue date is 1/3/2026, which means it got sold recently again. The new registered owner, so Floyd's jet is sold. He doesn't own it anymore. The new registered owner is Aero Beauty LLC. Let's look that up. Aero Beauty LLC. What's Aero Beauty? You got to figure out what that is, honestly. Aero Beauty LLC. So Floyd had to sell his jet. Wow. Okay.
But I'll blur for.
Oh, I was looking up how many kids he has. Here's my thing about. So he has 5 biological kids: Karan, Ayana, Zion, Jira, and the youngest that was born recently, which is don't have a name for that or that person, that kid. You know what I realized about his kids? None of his kids make money. Like, no disrespect to them. So like they run around like they're. You ever seen the Sanders kids? Like Deion Sanders, his kids? Like, some of them are in NFL. But if you ever seen like DeAndrea, like she runs around like she's kind of like, my dad is Deion Sanders. I'm royalty. It's the same way how Yaya runs around, right? Like she runs around like I'm the daughter of a billionaire. I don't know what Karan and Zion Mayweather do, but it's probably even more pressure on Floyd that none of his kids have gotten out there to make significant income to help him out. Like, oh, daddy, yo, we're continuing the legacy. Or I don't even think they're boxers either, right? Oh, we're continuing this legacy to get money in. So Floyd kind of like has to make enough money, not only for him, but for his kids, for the women he deal with. It's a crazy lifestyle.
For privacy reasons, it's not good. Here's the child support payments that stopped in December 2024 when Floyd was really having money problems.
Okay, so he was paying child support from 2022 and he stopped in 2024. He was paying $5,000 a month. That's $60,000. $60,000. And looked like he stopped paying in 2024. It's been 2 years now. 2026, that would have been $120,000. But then the government, you know, when you're in Cali, they'll hit you over the head for child support. I know he's in Vegas or I think he's in Nevada. So he would have been down $120,000 in child support, except they established child support. So whatever he was given was voluntary and they put a higher rate. So they say he's down $1 million. God damn, bro.
Floyd was ordered to pay $32,850 a month in child support.
So he was paying voluntarily $5,000 a month, but he stopped paying it in December 2024. You know what she does? Okay, I'm going to the courts. She goes to the courts. They raise the child support to $32,000, which means it also take into account the back child support from 2022. So every month that he did pay from 2022 to 2024, add $28,000 to every month. Holy shit. God damn, y'all.
In addition to $933,050 in back support. This is how you go broke. I also have a letter from the IRS for taxpayer Floyd Mayweather. This is the notice of levy from the IRS for his unpaid $3.35 million in taxes from 2018. This was sent to Wells Fargo to seize any money in Floyd's Wells Fargo account. And they did the same for his JP Morgan Chase account. Here's an official IRS tax lien document sent to Floyd Mayweather on his property for the amount owed of around $7.28 million for the years 2018 and 2023. Some might say he's not going broke, he just wants to push off paying back the IRS. But I think this next document is a smoking gun. This is the collection appeal request Floyd sent to the IRS on why he couldn't pay. The explanation he sent was, need more time to gather the funds to pay in full. This is the IRS about to start seizing his assets. This isn't a personal loan. Why in the world, if he's made hundreds of millions of dollars, why doesn't he just pay the couple $1 million so he can get the IRS off his back? Jonas still hasn't been served with a complaint, which means he can't respond, and also because this lawsuit follows exactly what Floyd does with the media. Floyd has been claiming that he is unaware of a lot of the documents and that he didn't sign for deals. Jonah provided evidence to me of images he took of Floyd having a notary visit his house to sign. I'm blurring a lot of this to protect Floyd's privacy, but those are his fingerprints. Jonah provided a quote, "I do not want to litigate this issue through the media, nor do I want to embarrass Floyd publicly, so I will say this. It's sad that Floyd blew through his money. I wrote him many letters concerning his spending habits, which are documented. I had many conversations with him about slowing down with the spending, but unfortunately, it caught up to him and now he's looking to blame others." One of these letters to the TMT team was shared with me. This letter is 5 pages long and describes all of the issues that Jonah was having managing Floyd. Jonah even includes a paragraph about no longer wanting to work with Floyd because of the spending problems and how much of a risk it became to be around Floyd. First, he blamed Al Heyman, and now he's blaming me. He sued Showtime for $340 million, sued Business Insider for $100 million, and now sued me for $175 million. He is unhinged. I hope he can get back on his feet and control his spending. Floyd can continue to lie that he didn't know about the airplane purchase or the jewelry pawns. The facts speak for themselves. There's a lot more, and I have all of the backup which we tried to show Floyd's attorney before they filed suit, but he refused to review any evidence that would contradict his frivolous lawsuit. Bottom line, I saw the writing on the wall, and because I knew Mayweather may eventually turn on me, I kept meticulous records of all of the transactions. Something I've very much learned over the past few years analyzing litigation and media scandals is that a lot of wealthy people know how to use media and litigation as strategy. I'll show you how media actually works. Let me use this as an example. Back in September 2025, this article titled "Floyd Mayweather Sues Vegas Car Dealer Over Sale. You Lied to Me" was released on TMZ Sports. The article is full of quotes about the dealer engaging in shady business practices and overcharging Floyd and possibly defrauding him. Floyd wasn't the victim. He wanted to use the media to pressure the dealer so the dealer wouldn't come after him for the money Floyd owed the dealer. But the other news organizations need stories, so they spread the headlines that Floyd is suing a car dealer for a fraudulent purchase. Sports Illustrated picks up the story. Then Fox News picks up the story. The following day, the Vegas car dealer filed a complaint against Floyd. Floyd purchased 4 vehicles totaling $2.25 million from the dealer. Floyd wrote 2 checks for the purchase of the vehicles. The problem is that the checks bounced. They didn't go through, and Floyd still had possession of the vehicles. Even worse is that Floyd drove one of the cars from Vegas to LA and added 1,500 miles to the car. They ultimately had to reach a settlement agreement where Floyd still owed $1.2 million to the dealer. I think that story is relevant because it's another sign of Floyd's money problems, but I also wanted to highlight his media strategy. Floyd has a private relationship with TMZ Sports. If he wants someone to look bad, he'll go to them first so that they can publish a featured article about Floyd being defrauded. Then he'll file a complaint full of lies the following day and paint himself out to be a victim. TMZ Sports was the first to reveal this story. A lot of people mentioned to me that I should make a video about Floyd suing his business manager, but I held off because I wanted to hear Jonah's side first because I know exactly how Floyd uses the media. And after Jonah shared hundreds of private images and screenshots of text messages with me, it's clear that this lawsuit is another example of this strategy. In February, Floyd sued Showtime for $340 million, claiming there's a conspiracy to not pay him what he's owed. He also sued Business Insider for $100 million and then immediately dropped it. I hope you're starting to see the pattern. He goes to the media to play victim, gets all the other news organizations to distribute the story because he's a very big name, and then he hopes that he can settle with the other side so that he doesn't go bankrupt. Guys like Floyd use the media as a strategy, not as reporting on truth. Logan Paul claims Floyd still owes him money. Miami jeweler sues Floyd Mayweather Jr. for $1.4 million bling tab. The retired boxer asked to pay the $1.675 million owed to the jeweler at a later date. The jeweler also alleges that Mayweather submitted 5 checks that bounced. Floyd Mayweather sued for $330,000 in alleged unpaid rent on luxury Manhattan apartment. Another lawsuit filed against Floyd for the use of an unpaid private jet trip. I've been sued a couple different times and know what it's like to have multiple false allegations written about you in a complaint. I've been accused of being a member of a criminal enterprise and assaulting someone. See, in America, you can write whatever you want in the complaint, even if it's full of lies. What's interesting about this lawsuit is that it's a verified complaint, meaning Floyd is signing under the penalty of perjury that everything is factual. Maybe he isn't capable of reading ChatGPT's answer on why it's a bad idea filing a verified complaint full of lies. He could be hit with a perjury charge. Floyd also has a bit of a gambling problem. It's known that he bets a lot of money on sports. If you follow my channel, then you know how much money these guys lose betting on sports. Easily millions of dollars. The amount of money these degenerates gamble is truly mind-boggling. Just this one hand of blackjack appears to have around $100,000 wagered. Not a good look when you owe the IRS. There were many claims, but to summarize the main claims against Rechnitz, Floyd alleged that the jet sold for $1 and he didn't receive any of the proceeds. The evidence proves this is a lie. Floyd also alleged that he wasn't aware of this jewelry being pawned and that he didn't receive the proceeds. The evidence proves this is also a lie. And lastly, Floyd claims he was defrauded in his real estate transactions with Rechnitz and Frist. The evidence again proves that this is a lie. Even worse, they're helping him make nearly $4 million in cash flow every year, which is keeping him from filing bankruptcy. Hope you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching.
So at least we get like a kind of a breakdown
and then broke for me
on what's been going on with Floyd's finances. It is kind of grim. He has a lot of assets. He uses them as collateral to get loans to keep buying more stuff, whether it's chains, cars, jets. And he's at the point where he needs to make a big lump sum of money quickly, and he has to try to get back in the ring because what he needs right now is a smooth $50 million. $50 million probably brings him out the hole. How could he get the $50 million? He has to go fight. Right? A Pacquiao fight or a Tyson fight, that does it. Now, if he gets out the hole, he has to make sure he doesn't get back in the hole, but apparently his way of life and how he spends and how he doesn't like to downsize and all of the bills that he's going to continually have, he's going to be back in the same position again, which is mind-boggling if you ask me. All right. Give me 1 second. Where am I at with it? Okay. All right, we're not going back on Thongate. We're going to skip past that. Let me see. Anything else going on in hip-hop media? What's the word in hip-hop media? Actually, let me go to Too Cool to... Okay, does that count like suspended or something? Oh, it's right here. All right. Tony Yayo says URL. Okay, not that. French Montana says LL Cool J is bigger than Rakim. All right, we're going to skip on that. Wallow, Yachty. We'll skip on that. This is Drake and Turks. All right, man. Drake doing this thing in Turks. I ain't gonna lie, chat. I was about to go to Turks for my vacation. You know, my vacation's coming up. My vacation obviously was Iceman dependent. Last year it was Diddy dependent. And I was gonna go to Turks, but I'm gonna be honest with you. After a nigga like Drake go to Turks, you don't even want to go to Turks. When he leaves Turks, Turks is done. Like you don't even want to go to Turks, bro. Like he's done fucked it up. Yeah. And not in a bad way. It's just that like, yo, you don't want to be the next guy showing up to Turks after like the billionaires has been there. It's like, bro, prices up. People expect all type of different tips. Pause. Oh, Bronny he has a scar from his heart surgery. This is how Manhattan was looking after the Game 4 win? All right, no. Yeah, it's not that much. Let's go to Feared Book. What are y'all doing on today's Friday game? Drake did the viral shebang challenge.
Why do they gas me up? Where is Manish on the beach, shebang? All of my
Okay. Kai gave a speech to Streamer University.
I stay here all day and literally see everybody. It's not my choice. The building is something to exit. But, you know, obviously, I have like a real love for the city. You know what I'm saying? It's all from. I love y'all so much. Everybody been running. Since I've been on, I've literally been hocking everybody's shit. So anything related, whoever being consistent, whoever is not, I literally see it. If you act like your ass being accepted and you did it, your ass not coming. If you like your ass not coming. I'm looking at y'all energy. I'm looking at what y'all trying to bring to the table. I'm literally hawking Twitch, YouTube, whatever it is. I'm watching everybody. So I'm making sure I'm watching it. But I wish I could sit here and see everybody one by one. But
Yo, this Streamer University shit is crazy. You know what's funny? Hey, and I know, don't kill me for this. Don't worry. I don't want to go to Streamer University. I've said it before. Backdoor Ty Lil is there. I'd probably have to kill that nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. Like, I'm good, bro. I'm good. I don't want to be nowhere near that nigga. Anyway, I'll say this. Streamer University is basically like, can I get a drop of Kai Cenat's clout? Let's keep it a bean, chat, right? Like, it's like, can I get a drop of Kai Cenat's clout? Because, he didn't go live at all. But everybody's, like, that was streaming, no matter who it was. This is how, like, of a star this nigga is. Just him being on camera, even if he's not streaming, it's a stimulus package. It's the biggest stimmy I've ever seen. And that's really what I think Streamer University is. It's just having access to the collabs and mostly specifically Kai Cenat. It just shows how much of a big star he is. Because in reality, like, y'all not learning nothing at Streamer University. What you don't know? You don't know how to turn on a camera. You don't know how to IRL stream. You don't know how to make a title. You don't know how to, like, I don't think y'all niggas is learning actual skills there. I think it's like a clout fest a little bit, right? But really, the main thing with Streamer University is to get piece of Kai's clout. Like, that's what it is. That's just simply what it is. Y'all can tell me otherwise, but I watched last year's Streamer University. Them niggas ain't learning shit. They was saying some dumb shit like, yo, you learning how to do nothing, nigga. Like, matter of fact, you're learning how to clout. I'm not hating, my nigga. What I'm saying is that when I hear Streamer University, it's not, I watched a lot of Streamer University before. It didn't teach you a lot about streaming. It gave you collaborations, which I think is the most important thing with streaming these days. Because unless you have a clip army, you can't go up. So it taught you collaboration, or it gave you access to collaboration. But most specifically, and this is why it's unique to Kai, the entire ecosystem, like, for example, even last year when I think DDG did crazy numbers, it's still predicated off Kai. Kai has to be there, and it shows how much he matters to streaming. If Kai is not present in the space, streaming actually loses a bit, and that's what sets him across or apart from like a Aiden and even a Speed. Speed's a one-man band, a one-man show. He's gonna do what he gonna do. The thing with the thing with Kai, when Kai is present and he's streaming and is collabing, the entire market reacts to it, and the entire market benefits. You get what I'm saying? With all due respect, Aiden's my guy. Everybody knows. But Aiden streaming doesn't help every streamer. Doesn't. Like, Aiden got his own thing going on now. Like, you know, he does great. But, like, Aiden's Aiden. Speed is a one-man band. I think streaming has been down for a while because Kai hasn't been here. Kai's like daddy. Pause. I'm sorry to say. Like, he's coming back, and now everybody could feed off his clout, and we'll get Vivette. Honestly. You get what I'm saying? Like, I know if y'all take that as hate, bro, I don't know what to tell y'all after that. Like, there isn't a fundamental of streaming that you could learn at a university, my nigga. Like, the reason why niggas want to get to streaming university is not to learn a stream or learn the business of streaming or learn anything. Is to get to the fucking guys with the clout. Let's keep it 100. So y'all can spin that, put that anywhere you want to, but that's just reality. Like, streaming is pretty much ubiquitous. A lot of people know how to stream. A lot of people are entertaining or could entertain somewhat. People don't have the audience. Kai has him doing this, like, in-person shit just showed me this nigga could do anything he wants. Whenever he dropped this Vivette thing, it's going out. It's selling out in 20 seconds. I could tell. Okay.
But I'm finally here. Finally here. Listen, hold up. I was going to take it off from the beginning. Listen, I know, Kai, just hear me out. I've always. That's cat. No, that's not. No.
I'm not taking that into consideration.
Oh my God, here we go with this. I'm listening, Dean.
No, I actually want you to listen to me.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
Accountability.
Yeah, Kai's something else. He broke the internet without him streaming. It's crazy. Okay. What's this? Charleston White, what?
They come from a loving mother. Their mother did everything.
Okay, so recently, I don't know if you guys have been following this whole Carmelo Anthony situation. He was found guilty of murder. He stabbed another boy after a altercation over was he or should he have been in that or under that tent. Apparently, the guys like put hands on him or shoved him or whatever, or I don't even know if they punched him. Whatever the case is, he took a knife out. He stabbed one of the individuals, and the individual died. He got charged with murder, and he was found guilty. It's kind of torn at the heartstrings of a lot of people because people believe it has a racial element. Now, Charleston White, who initially said that the kid deserved jail because he couldn't understand why that kid would have used violence in that way and used a knife, later on and even now, he's come back around and say he was wrong. And he believes that the kid was getting bullied. Carmelo Anthony was getting bullied, and that these kids were really big and overgrown. And what ended up happening was more of a miscarriage of justice, and they took advantage of the fact that this kid was young and black. This is him talking. I don't know who he's talking to here.
Everything they can to distance themselves from that fucking man that we see on TV talking without his family. See the difference between this little short Fred Flintstone motherfucker? He's alone, angry, no support system, but he got a new truck thanks to Austin Metcalf death. Got him a fucking new truck. But you know who don't see him around? He don't have a wife. He don't have a girlfriend. He don't have a brother. He don't have a son that hugs him to show that someone's comforting him. You know how miserable he gotta be? He's worse than Carmelo. Because Carmelo is surrounded by a support system. I got a Muslim nigga that run the prison where he's at right now. Been down there 27 years. He's protected. It's gonna take a guard to kill him.
Okay, all right. I would have to go back to his first reactions to that. I don't know what you guys think about it. I've been trying to look more into the case. I've been trying to look more into the case. Let me see. Here we go.
I'm calling you, trying to make you believe what I believe. Because I really believe that, fam. I don't win against my own people trying to convince black people white people is good, homie. But sitting down is a sign of submission. So he was already submitting to the white boys. When they tried to come put their hands on him, his fear in nature kicked in. He didn't have a knife. Hey, listen, your lawyers were supposed to object to every time they mentioned a knife for it to be on record. It wasn't a knife. It was a multi-fashional tool. Multi-tool. That the state of Texas, listen, because if it was a knife, he would have 15 or 20 more years for bringing a weapon to school. That's the smoking gun. If it was a knife, it wouldn't be 30 years. It'd be 60. Because the knife enhances it for bringing a weapon around children to a school. The judge wasn't supposed to let that lingo into the courtroom. This is not a knife. Correction. I object, Your Honor. It wasn't a knife. I object, Your Honor. It wasn't a knife. It was a tool. And kids pack it to school in elementary. How did it become a knife with a because it's a tool. Just like a is dangerous with knowledge, that's what makes us dangerous. Knowing what they know. So my mama sent me to know what people know. I'm smarter than any person you can put before my face. I know more than they know. I know everything about white people. Now life without parole abolished in America. It took us a few years to do it, but we got it done. I ain't lost shit at school. I got white friends, politicians for your son. We have 29 days, 28 days to be exact. I just need Mitch Nolte to file the appeal. I already got an appellate lawyer ready to go to write the entire thing. Collin County is done what I thought they was. I thought at least they'll put one black on the jury. But I told you something about that judge. I told you.
So apparently there wasn't a black person on the jury, but there were not all white people, so there were other minorities.
That judge is not going to let it happen like that, right?
It seems to me like the reason he apologized to his father was because
and go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video. Why do you think Sarah J. Fields, she released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired? Because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Carmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields, because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get people elected if they don't go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. That is what Sarah J. Fields has partnered with Austin's family in trying to do. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Austin, Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who's the mom, and he think he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want.
Yeah, all right. Well, I'm going to continue to research this case, chat. I know it's a highly contested particular case that involves race. I do believe race was involved. I also do got to be honest. I currently can't see or justify him not getting found guilty, though. So I hope both of those opinions could coexist, because I hear a lot of people who are like, no, he should just go free. I do believe he was getting bullied. I do believe there's a racial element. I do believe that possibly these kids were racist. I just can't say because I believe those things that means he was justified to stab that kid and he died. So, you know, oftentimes when things like this get down the racial lines, we start arguing more for race than actually having nuance. See, I can see it. Some of y'all mad already, just for me saying that. Again, I'm acknowledging that I believe there's some racial aspects at play, but there's nothing that justifies for me the stabbing. Somebody say he was racist? Yeah, okay, all right, I believe that. But that doesn't mean that if you stab the racist, you don't go to jail. There's nothing that says that. I would love for someone to like tell me other things, because again, you know, I definitely want to compare it to like the whole Chud the Builder thing. Is like, you're going to have to show me a reason why him stabbing him was valid. And the narrative does play into it, right? Like, of course, you could be like, oh, well, you know, he was scared, he was this. Still, that's going to be a gut decision between whoever the jury is. Okay, do you believe this kid? Remember, he didn't take the stand. He didn't take the stand. I thought he should have took the stand, start bawling, start crying. I didn't want to do it. I felt so threatened. I felt da-da-da, and that's why I did it. But I was in fear of my life. I seen people wanting me to break down the Ricky Chow thing too. Chat, this is the problem with some of these cases, that y'all want like either me or someone else to like, or let me just speak about me, to break down. They're not good cases. No, I'll break it down. But what I'm saying is that I think y'all want me to blanketly just agree with the black person. I can't. They're not good cases. Like the Rick Chow case, I have similar feelings. I wish he didn't have a gun. It would be black and white, open and shut, that guy is a murderer. Because supposedly the black kid had a gun. And again, I don't know the full details on that, but from what I heard, he did have a weapon, right? Am I right with that? Let me look it up. Rick Chow. What's the name of the kid? Cyrus. Now, shooting in the back is crazy. Gun. Did he have a gun? Oh, yeah, somebody yelled that he has a gun. See, that's another thing. I think people like playing like Monday morning quarterback too. Obviously, he shouldn't get shot in the back. But according to how the laws work in certain places of stand your ground, they don't criminalize the fact that they chased after the kid. But once the kid presents a gun, they then don't criminalize the fact that it's still stand your ground and self-defense that you shot him, even if his back is turned. I don't know, man. Both of these cases are kind of like, it's not the best cases. Obviously, wish this should never happen. Let me look into this a little bit. Can I get like a quick... Okay, here we go.
Owned on Park Lane Road. News 19's Kiki Gushu is now live in the studio.
2023. Over a suspected shoplifting turned deadly. May 28th, 2023. Authorities say 14-year-old Cyrus Carmack Belton was shot down the street from a convenience store on Park Lane Road after store owner Rick Chow suspected him of shoplifting bottled water. Investigators say Chow and his son chased Cyrus toward the Springtree Apartments, where Chow fired a shot into the teen's back, killing him. The next day, Richland County Sheriff Leon Lott addressed the public.
We're charging the owner of the store, Rick Chow, with murder.
Chow turned himself in that afternoon. That same day, the community gathered to protest and hold a vigil near the shooting scene as people mourned Cyrus's death.
Stop for a moment.
Let me hear this guy. He's black.
A 14-year-old African American. And so I'm so wrapped up in my cases in my world, it's sometimes difficult to keep up with all the cases going on. But this, with murder, then the risk of flight is sky high, right? Because you are facing potentially the rest of your life in prison. And so you would have all the incentive in the world, right, to leave the jurisdiction and never come back again, right? So flight risk is always going to be high when a person is facing life. And then with respect to whether you would be considered a danger to the community, obviously, if you take someone's life, then that is going to be evident in his...
All right, this is like a long explanation. Fuck. Is there like no quick breakdown?
Everyone on my timeline is shocked by this verdict.
We, the jury, unanimously find the defendant, Chike Rick Chow, as to the charge of murder, not guilty. Fine number 302, foreperson, June the 1st, 2026.
Not guilty of murder, and I've got 3 reasons why this jury likely acquitted. This is one of those cases that shocked a community. It sparked outrage because of the victim and the age of the victim, and you see his family after this verdict, and your heart just breaks for what they've gone through, not only after the death of this 14-year-old, but also hearing those words, that acquittal inside of a courtroom.
Number 63, was this your verdict? Is it still your verdict?
I'll get to those 3 reasons why in just a moment, but first, if you don't know this case, here is the overview. A store owner named Rick Chow, he believed what his family told him about a 14-year-old in their store that they believed shoplifted a $1 water bottle. He and his adult son started to chase this 14-year-old Cyrus Belton Carmack 130 yards, and it ended with a fatal shooting and 1 shot to the back of that 14-year-old. Now, the 2 men who started this chase, they said that the boy pointed a gun and that they acted in self-defense. But prosecutors said, yes, the boy did have a gun in his pocket, but that this was not self-defense. This was murder. So my first reason why the jury came back with this decision is, number one, confusion in the deliberation room. We saw this play out when the jury sent back their questions during those 8 hours that they were deliberating. They had a lot of questions about the law and jury instructions. In this jurisdiction, they did not get those instructions with them in the deliberation room. So every time they had a question about the law and what it meant, they had to come back into the courtroom and hear it read to them, which I think was a mistake. And they were really asking for more help and a copy of those instructions, which they didn't get. They were also rushed. At the end of their deliberations, they at first had asked to go home, and the judge told them to keep going. He didn't want them to be tainted by the media. They came back with a verdict not too long later. But I think the fact that they asked for the definition of murder and malice shows that they may have been struggling with those topics. And that brings me to point number 2. This case was overcharged. Jurors asked for a definition of malice. Likely didn't understand how this could have been malice. So malice aforethought, it is when someone has a diseased mind, an evil mind. They hate the person that they are going after. Often it means it was premeditated, but in this case, you do have a chase, you have a shoplifting accusation, but you also have the defendant immediately after shooting this teen starts performing life-saving measures, and he even starts trying to clear his airway with his own mouth, sucking out the vomit from this teen. That's something that the defense put on at the end of their case, and I think that was really compelling in front of the jury. If this had been something that was charged as a lesser, let's say a manslaughter, involuntary or voluntary, that may have been easier for these jurors to connect to this defendant. They just didn't.
Yeah, I don't know. This story seems a little bit odd, though. I get it, like the whole, if he has a gun and you're chasing him, turns it a little bit into like stand your ground. But you shot him in the back. Yeah, I could see at least a manslaughter charge. I'm surprised homie got nothing.
Feel like the prosecution had proved.
To my dad.
What were you yelling to your dad?
He's got a gun. He's got a gun.
These jurors heard the son talk about seeing and stating to his.
Now, this is going to be probably so important. As long as the son, which he did testify, hey, I told my father he has a gun. It's creating the mindset of what was being thought of at the time. And it probably is going to be like, oh, we need to neutralize this person rather than X, Y, and Z. And that's why, again, in self-defense is about what the person was thinking at the time, not necessarily what do you know in hindsight.
Father about a gun. And with the teen's gun being found present at the scene, I think it was a very difficult situation for these jurors to say that it had been proven that that didn't happen. The circumstances here, though, they are tragic. And I personally don't believe that this teen should have been chased out of that store, especially when it was found ultimately that he didn't take anything in the first place. And then to lose his life in this way is just unimaginable for that family. But having watched the entire trial, that's what I think impacted the decision that the jurors came to. Let me know what you think in the comments.
Yeah, interesting.
Who's present, John? Scott.
Also, this was the son being grilled.
911.
Nothing stopped me.
Nothing. And you know how to use 911 because you've used it before, correct?
Yes, sir.
You used it on that day, correct?
So they're probably saying, why you ain't called 911? Why you got chased?
Stole something.
Okay. And your dad, as you saw, was right on your heels, right? Rewind.
In the video, you mean?
Is your monitor working right now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, press play session.
You know why these cases are tough? Bro, even watching the surveillance video, nigga, this look like some menace to society shit, man. This is some hurry up and buy shit, man. Like, yo, you could tell, Once I seen this Asian motherfucker come right here, I could tell he's like, yo, you naggers are probably trying to steal some shit in here, man. You could tell by the nigga's look. He's looking at these black people like, oh, y'all in my store stealing, bro. Y'all in here stealing. So definitely, like, so here's the tough part. There's so much prejudice that goes into America, and also because of stereotyping in terms of how people look at black people, it poisons these people's minds already. You in a store, they think you stealing. If they have a thought to think you stealing, they definitely think you did. And then it escalates to a situation that now becomes potentially violent. Like, obviously having a weapon, maybe the 14-year-old shouldn't have a weapon, but a lot of people have weapons in the United States of America. Here's the thing. Sending this guy to jail, I don't know if we could just send him to jail for his mindset. If we sit here and we say, do we think this guy is prejudiced? I'm like, fuck yes. Fuck yes. You get what I'm saying? Like, clearly. Like, you could tell there's some prejudice here, in my opinion. Yeah, like, by the way he looking, you could tell he's like, yo, these motherfucking niggas keep stealing, man.
Okay. You guys are right together, are you not?
Yes, sir.
Let me see clip 21, stage 4, please. Right here, Andy.
Yes, sir.
What apartment complex are they?
That first one.
Okay. And then how many more up the road?
I'm not sure.
All right, well, dead ends, right?
Yes, sir.
So if you're standing right there, you can see him take a left in that apartment complex, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And if he keeps going, you know there's a dead end, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know there's only that other apartment complex on the right up there.
Yes, sir.
So if you stand right there, stay in your parking lot of your store at 7441 Park Lane Road, you can go ahead and rule out that first apartment on the left if he passes, right?
I could, yes, sir.
Okay, but if he turns in there, you can say, officers, he went up there, took a left, right?
Yeah, so they're questioning this kid on basically like, all right, if you thought he stole the water bottle, you thought he's about to get away, don't you have the proper line of sight? You can see where he's going to. Why not call the cops? Now, here's the thing with all of these like situations here. What state? Let me see. Oh, this is South Carolina. The way the law, like these are states with a lot of rural counties and rural places. The law actually protects people from not being victims of like someone who's going to steal something and be like, oh, okay, well, I'm out of here before the cops come. It gives you an opportunity that if you want to try to protect your property, you can. Like in certain places, you can't protect property, right? Like, again, I know it well. In New Jersey, you can't protect property. You could protect life. You can't protect property. In other places, I believe South Carolina as well, you can protect property. So, like, even though the prosecutor is making that statement or making that point to say, yo, why didn't you do X, Y, and Z? Well, even though he should have called the cops, the law doesn't ban him from actually trying to protect his property or his thought of property. And I get it. Supposedly the kid didn't take anything, but that doesn't matter as much just because it's about what it's known at I can't even speak. What's known at the point, which is kind of sad. Fuck. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, in this situation, I'm gonna say if they didn't get overcharged, I could see a conviction. A manslaughter, second degree, something that doesn't include intent or malice, but something that penalizes for resulting in death, which would be manslaughter. But murder, a lot of times there is a statute or a piece of the consideration for murder. You have to have some intent, not only to kill, to cause a lot of damage, or you thought about it in the moment, or you wanted to kill that person in the moment.
And by the way, we got
Or you want to kill that person premeditatedly. I'm sorry.
space too, right?
Okay.
And by the way, we got his cell phone and shoe, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, you following me still? If you kept running past that driveway, then you could narrow it down too. You could say, Mr. Police Officer, he kept running past that first complex, and the next one is up there on the right, right?
I could have.
Okay. Are you tracking my question? So my question is, why do you need to be right up on him, jogging beside him the whole time?
I did not plan to be right on him.
But you were.
Because he tripped.
So you watched a 14-year-old boy with one shoe. You suspected of stealing $1 of water, trip and fall, and you didn't just turn around and say, Dad, let's call it a day. Let's just go back. We've done too much already. You didn't do it.
I did not do that.
Because you're right up on it. And you even said that in your statement, right? I got right up on it.
I was arm's length away.
Okay. You still didn't notice he was only wearing one shoe?
No, sir.
He busted his butt pretty bad there, didn't he?
His butt? No.
He busted his shins up, right? I mean, he was down like on his stomach, right? You said that.
He was flat, and I saw something in his hand.
Okay. This is state 78. Okay. And he hit pretty hard. Okay. And are you familiar with a tack light? This is state's number 6. Are you familiar with the tack light?
Yes, sir.
Remember that on the ground?
I did not see it myself, but...
Well, like you were standing there with the officer when he identified it being there after the fact.
I thought they were talking about a red thing on the floor.
Okay, but you didn't see that at the time?
I did not see that, no, sir.
All right. Well, let me see states 35. You saw his shins just now, what he did to himself after that fall?
I did see that.
Okay. And it was a fairly, he hit the ground pretty hard, did he not?
He did fall flat on the ground.
Okay. And that was right about here.
All right. A lot could be just analyzed. I would have to watch the majority of the case to kind of like get a strong takeaway. Obviously, just on face value, as I said, my opinion is that it's a bunch of bad circumstances that led up to the death. On face value, I don't agree with shooting somebody in the back. Obviously, we live in America, so when it's said that that person had a gun too, the person's dead. I don't know if there's a video of the actual incident. You could kind of almost like, it's probably hard to convict that person, especially when their son is going to testify for them as well. So, yeah. All right, let me see. Blueface's royalties getting seized. All right. Anyway. All right, chat. I'm calling it a night. I'll be back tomorrow. I got to get into a normal remedy, or not remedy, but schedule with these streams. We do have our show in, why am I bringing this up? We have our show in Canada that will be happening on the 31st. So I hope you guys check that out. Oh, I can't never ever find it. Just go to my Instagram. We're going to be in Mokamba. That's the name. Mokamba? In Toronto. So we'll be having a good time. But it'll be, what's the name again? What's the weekend called? It's Carabana weekend. It used to be like OVO Fest weekend. I see somebody asking what happened to OVO Fest. I don't know. Maybe Drake brings it back. Never know. Anyway. All right. Yeah, chat. I'm getting out of here. I'll be back on tomorrow, probably a little bit earlier. I know. Y'all gonna keep saying, little baby. We'll get to it. We'll get to it. Who's that? What? Something about NBA Finals and mixtape? Wait, who didn't get their merch? Don't worry, my man Verselli's working hard to get you your merch. Please, let me see y'all in Canada. Other than that, let me see what else is going on. Drake got a bunch of hoes down in Turks. Even though it's Iceman season, I think Drake is gonna probably have the #1 record for the next 2 or 3 weeks. I encourage all rappers, stop being a bitch. And I know half of y'all are scared of them charts because you're scared to flop. But just like how Drake, who probably had the most pressure on him of all time, I'm encouraging the majority of the rap game, stop being a fucking bitch. Put out music. Half of us saying that music is dead is because half of y'all are pussies. And you're scared of the charts. You're scared to put out an album. And you're complacent with the fact that you could make a living by just going to nightclubs and act like you're still popping. Okay? You'll never get to where you need to go if you're scared of the goddamn charts. Put together a good project, put together a nice promo plan, and put out music. Also, while I'm at it, let me give some credit to, because I love to shit on her when I can. I want to give some credit to Young Miami. Okay? Young Miami. I want to say, I spoke about you like a dog and a scallywag, which you kind of still are a scallywag, but I want to give you some credit that despite you dropping a bunch of songs that, I felt like they were whack as shit, you finally came with one, and this shit's moving. I like what you're doing. I like what JT's doing in terms of swallowing your pride. That's one of the biggest things about musicians. Swallow that pride, man. Pause. Just swallow the pride. Realize that you might be the butt of the joke for a while, but when you catch one, you got one. And I think Young Miami got one. Okay? Congrats to her, right? We all clowned her, called her Diddy's concubine, this and third. Hopefully we put some battery in her back to go back in that fucking booth and go get us a hit. And I think she got one. I think there's a lot of male rappers now. We don't want to see you streaming. We don't want to see you do nothing. Get in the fucking booth, put together an album, put together a rollout plan, and drop your music. And if you flop this time and flop the next time, come back the third time. Don't let the girls have more guts to go do it. Outside is back open. Drake just hit a grand slam. There is an opportunity here for rappers to go up. But if y'all are lazy, y'all are complacent, y'all think that, or y'all are scared, it's just not going to work. Every rapper, I don't even want to call out particular names. Why are you not dropping a single in the next month or so? Why? I'm really, I legit am wondering, what the fuck are some of these guys doing? You got one job in life. I'm confused. So I'm saying, I think that the time and the opportunity is open. If these rappers do not capitalize off of it, man, after this year, I did blame Kendrick for the last 2 years. A lot of y'all got that Kendrick blame. Where y'all had an excuse. If y'all don't drop no music in the next, I'm going to say 12 to 16 months, just save us the headache. Don't drop again. Get a CDL. Go to Streamer University. Go do some other shit. Because y'all are clearly too fucking lazy to do your one fucking job. There's so many rappers, and I'm not talking about the successful rappers who just dropped in the center. I'm talking about, there's a couple of rappers, if we mention your name, niggas can't remember the last time you dropped some music. Y'all niggas should be running out with music right now. If y'all not, it's because you're lazy fucks. And we're going to have to call some accountability out for y'all. If y'all scared of the charts, man up. Man up, nigga. You might have to catch 2 flops for the comeback. But man up. A lot of y'all just sitting around fucking the same bartender bitches, tricking your money out. Just tricking and tricking and tricking and tricking. Nigga, get your ass back in the studio and make some goddamn hits, man. For real, for real. This whole idea that rap is dead, man, some of y'all motivation is dead. Some of y'all niggas is bums. Y'all are scared of everything that comes along with the job. The output from some of y'all ain't it. Some of y'all got so much ego, you don't want to start back at square one because you think you supposed to. Get that entitlement out of here, man. Get that entitlement out of here. None of y'all are that cool. None of y'all are entitled to shit. Fame is fleeting. One day you're on top of the mountain, the next day you're on the bottom of the valley. It is what it is. And if you ain't down to work to keep walking back up that hill, well, nigga, goddamn retire, man. I'm telling you, chat, there's a lot of lazy motherfuckers. This is why, and I don't want to put no names to this rant. But this is one of the reasons why I do appreciate a nigga like Youngboy. You know why? Because he might sell 100,000 one week. Then he might sell 30,000. He don't give a fuck. I'm just watching a bunch of bitch-ass rappers. They're scared. Why they not dropping music? There's a million. Rap is the most saturated thing. And I can name you 5 rappers now. And if I say, when's the last time they dropped? You'll be like, oh, no. Why is that? Anyway, let me give just some respect to Young Miami. Listen, trust me. We were kicking you back in. We thought you was going to quit and become a stripper. I'm not going to lie. I'm keeping the beat with you. Like, I thought you were going to quit and become a stripper or escort. And I mean, you kind of still are a stripper and escort, but at least you found a hit. Once you got a hit, I'm going to rock with it. You got a little hit going on. Well, am I scamming it? I got you with that. See? Not no hater. You feel me? And I like to be proven wrong too. Because and by the way, remember, she was one of the main ones I said was too lazy. I said she was too lazy. And I seen maybe Diddy get locked up. Her ass start working again. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Her ass start working again. Yeah. Gotta keep it a bean, man. Yo, this idea that rap is dead. Things has changed. Celebrityhood for y'all rappers is different. But we listen to music every motherfucking day. Every day we listen to music. Music consumption ain't never changed. Get off your high horse. Put the work in. Keep dropping. Eventually you're going to catch one. Just keep dropping. Eventually you're going to catch one. That's it. That's it. Anyway. Yo, if T.I. old ass could catch one, like he caught one. Like T.I. old ass just caught one, bro. If y'all are too lazy or too scared of the charts or what social media gonna say when you catch your flop or whatever, bro, go get your CDL, my nigga. Go get your CDL, dog. A lot of y'all rappers stop working, and it's nasty and it's disgusting, and we all talking about rap is dead. No, it ain't. There's an opportunity, I'm telling you, going into this year, continuing. It's dead for you lazy motherfuckers. There is nobody that misses you that much. Hopefully that'll change something, but these lazy ass niggas probably